opponent's avatar or your own and get some vital statistics about them. You'll be able to see their VPIP, their...
Calling all low to mid-stakes players, it's time to light the torch. From March 16th to 25th, 888poker presents the Championship Games, an exciting series where you can qualify for free every single day. And don't miss the $100,000 main event with a buy-in of only $25. Register today and take your place at the top of the podium. 888poker, made to play.
Hey guys, I'm Ian Simpson, and today I am super excited to announce that 888poker will now have a HUD or heads-up display built into our software. Whenever you're seated at the table, you'll be able to hover over your opponent's avatar or your own and get some vital statistics about them. You'll be able to see their VPIP, their PFR, their 3-bet, and where they're from. So how do we put this information to work? Let's say you've opened and the button 3-bets. Well, you can hover over your opponent's avatar and see their 3-bet statistic. And here we can see that it's only 4. Now that's actually really small. You can go ahead and safely fold your marginal hand, knowing that they're only 3-betting a very narrow range and they likely have a much better hand than yours. In this scenario, our opponent has a PFR, short for pre-flop raise, of just 10%. That means they're playing a very narrow selection of hands. That means we have to be a little more cautious when dealing with them, as we are likely facing a very strong hand. Jumping over to this spot on the final table of a tournament, we can hover our mouse over our opponent's avatar and see their tournament winnings. We can see this player only has $114 worth of winnings, whereas this player has $140,000 worth of tournament winnings. Now this doesn't tell the whole picture, but it is indicative of how much experience our opponents have. And finally, in this scenario, we can see our opponent has a VPIP, which stands for voluntarily put in pot, of 40%. Now, that number is really high. Our opponent is playing far too many hands. So when we raise pre-flop, they call and we get this flop, we can bluff a lot more liberally. That's because our opponent is going to have far too many weaker hands that are just going to have to automatically fold to our bet. As you can see, having access to this information can be a real game changer. It can be a big help when making the decisions you're going to have to make at the tables. Give it a try for yourself. Let me know what you think. Tell me which stack you think is the most helpful. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our great content. Thanks for watching, and good luck at the tables.
If you've ever struggled to calculate your equity or pot odds in a hand, you'll likely need to brush up on your poker math skills. That doesn't mean you need to be a genius or make complex calculations, but learning some fundamental calculations will give you an edge over your opponents. I'm Aaron Baroni, and in this video, I'm going to share 5 poker math principles you should know. Rule of 4 and 2. One of the most important poker math calculations is knowing how to figure out your equity in a hand. This is where the rule of 4 and 2 comes into play. All you need to do is calculate how many outs you have, then multiply your outs by 4 on the flop or 2 on the turn. The number you get is the approximate percentage of making your hand. So in this example, if we flop a flush draw, we would multiply our 9 outs by 4, giving us roughly 36% chance of making our hand. If the turn is a blank, our percentage drops to roughly 18%. This simple calculation alone can give you an edge by helping you avoid spots where you are a huge dog. Pot odds. Many players don't understand pot odds and fall into the trap of wanting to be right at too high of a frequency. Let's break it down with an example. Imagine the pot is 100 and your opponent bets 100. It costs you 100 to call, making the total pot 200. In this situation, you're getting 2-to-1 odds. That means you only need to be right 1 out of 3 times, or 33% of the time, to break even. But here's the exciting part. If you're right even half the time, you're not just breaking even, you're making profit. Understanding pot odds can significantly improve your decision-making and profitability at the table. Understanding blockers. A blocker refers to having a card in your hand that makes it statistically less likely for your opponent to have a strong hand. For example, having a hand like pocket tens on Queen Jack 9-5-3 board would drastically reduce the number of combinations of straights our opponent could have, because we're holding 2 tens, and the only way they can make a straight is by holding one of the final 2 tens in the deck along with a king or an 8. Holding 1 10 would decrease your opponent's potential straights by 25%, and holding 2 would make that number 50%. With our opponent having 50% less straights, we then expect our full equity to go up considerably, and therefore could look to apply pressure. Be aware, our opponent could still have other strong hands, such as a set or 2 pair. Bankroll management. People ask me all the time about how many buy-ins are needed to be sure you won't need to reload. The exact answer to that question is fairly complex, not only because it relies on your edge, but because tournament poker can have so much variance, even over large samples. Let's look at an example of a 1,000-player tournament with a standard payout structure, $10 ABI, 10% ROI simulated for a 5,000 game sample. In that example, half the field would have been fine with a 2,000 bankroll or 200 buy-ins. But that means half the field was not. 15% needed a $5,000 bankroll or 500 buy-ins, 5% needed 7,700 bankroll, 770 buy-ins, and 1% needed 11,000 bankroll or 1,100 buy-ins. 22% of the field was down money, despite having a 10% ROI. So when some people tell you 200 buy-ins is enough, it might be, but it might not. The safest way is to be properly rolled for the games you play. Continue to work on your game. As the greater your edge, the less likely you'll be subjected to the more volatile swings, better ensuring you won't have to redeposit. But if that does happen, you can take solace in the fact that many of the best players in the world have suffered the same fate. Calculating your win rate and ROI. Outside of playing, math is important in helping you understand if you're a winning player or not. Determining your win rate requires knowing 3 things. How many games did you play? What's your average buy-in? And how much did you profit? Let's break it down with an example. Imagine you're a player with a $10 average buy-in and you've won 5,000 over 1,000 games. To find your win rate, divide your profit by the number of games. 5,000.
Come on, go through, come through. Just had the weirdest experience. Elaine has fetched in the donuts for the team and handed them to the wrong people. She's gave them to the other staff. Now, I'm not having it. I thought this place was great till just now. McSwaley's forgot the pies. It's just not happening today. It really isn't. Donuts have gone missing, but we've got one donut here. Come here.
Someone say donuts. How are we doing?
I'm all right. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Obviously, I'm not sitting down.
No. What happened? Come on.
I actually had a spot I think I may have folded. I got it in 3-way all-in with Ace King, but it was a lot of action. I think maybe we could let it go and survive another day, literally.
You got quite a lot of praise from Jay and Josh commentating.
Yeah, he said he was disappointed that I didn't make more mistakes. So that's got to be something. We're working on not embarrassing ourselves every time we get on the other feature, so that was successful.
Well, it absolutely is, but unfortunately no day 2.
No day 2, but I might pop in and see you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's always a plus side to everything.
Exactly. And we have to see that, otherwise what are we doing with our lives?
Have you seen much of Glasgow?
No, actually, I've seen the distance between the casino and my hotel. So there's a McDonald's and there's a WH Smith. But I think they're going out of business.
Well, if you want a local cafe,
yes,
there's actually a local cafe called McDonald's.
Oh, really?
On the same street as McDonald's.
Oh, really?
They do fresh sandwiches and bakery, and it's beautiful.
I actually do love
Plug in McDonald's there. If anybody's watching that's got McDonald's bakery on this street across here, whatever it is, beautiful.
You have good recommendations for food, actually, usually.
We certainly do.
Yeah.
We do try.
Yeah.
But we were a little bit upset then when Elaine's fetched the donuts in and given to the wrong staff.
Who's Elaine?
Can't believe it.
Someone gave you a donut?
Local legend. You
got to get there
so,
right start.
Who are you rooting for? Come on.
Well, I'll tell you exactly who I'm rooting for. You know who I'm rooting for? Whoever I've got money in.
Absolutely.
So we've got 10% of Josh Manley Poker.
Yes.
And we've got 5% of Stephen Barnes.
Stevie Barnes. Now he's got chips.
He's got lots. I've just given him a massage.
All right.
So I think he's ready. He's limbered up. And now he's just got to bring it home for the lads.
Unfortunately, you're not made day 2.
No, it is unfortunate.
How are you? Nice to see you. We are going to have a wander round because they're just about to start. We'll have a quick wander round. That unfortunately was Easter 22 who's busting out, but he's going to come into the comms a little bit later. Cammy Williamson. How you doing, buddy?
We don't have much time here.
Do we have many chips?
We've got 9 big blinds.
9 bigs.
And we're hunting for a stat.
Well, we saw how you ran the other night, which is great to see.
Yep.
Fingers crossed for a good day too.
Well, that would be hopeful, but yeah, hopefully.
Well, the table
nine bigs isn't looking better.
Table looks a bit fishy.
We're looking for table 9 if you know where that is. It might be downstairs. I might have to take
Table 9, you're not even downstairs. You've got 30 seconds.
We better run, right?
Cammy, go. We are just about to start day 2 of the main event, and I don't know if he can actually. Where is he? Where's Mr. Simpson? I thought Mr. Simpson was on the feature. I actually thought Mr. Simpson was on. He's not there. Thought he was on. But
Please place your button into seat 4 and prepare your decks now.
as you can hear, they are just about to start. Seat number 4 is the button. It's going to be a great day. We have got 93 making day 2, so there's been a few day 2 buy-ins as well, so 93. It's going to be a cracker. Get on the stream, get watching it. We're going to play 92 and we're playing 12 levels of poker today. Just made it.
First hand of the day.
Aye, first hand of the day. Good afternoon, 888ers. Hope everybody's good. Morning, Lime. We are here for day 2, 93. And we're playing 12 levels, plus the breaks, finishing at 2:30 AM. So not too bad, really. No. 9 hour day, 9 hour stream. So not bad at all. 12 levels of poker to be played all the way through. And there's Vivi on the feature. I thought it was Ian, but I thought Ian Simpson was on the feature and originally, but Vivi is on the feature to start in seat number 1. She's just doing a video, as you can see.
Some feature as well, Tower. We've got Meng Shao, we've got Michael Caine, we've got Stu McNally.
Yeah. Ready to do it, ready for a good day. Enjoy 888 Pokers, Poker 888 Poker TV on Twitch and on YouTube, and also Grosvenor Poker 888 and on Facebook for Grosvenor Poker as well. 4 channels, watch it, enjoy it. Day 2, 12 levels, 9 hours of streaming. And tonight's the night where we could be in the midst of a party.
I thought it was when 2 become 1.
No. The Spice Girls. So yes, this is it. And if you're just looking, we got them all just before we started. They are the 84 making it through and 9 buy-ins for day 2. So 9 stacks of 30,000. Jack Hardcastle eventually had more pints than buy-ins.
Eventually.
So pick a name there. Who is your favourite to win it? I know he's up there in the top, and you say,
no.
He's got all them chips.
Oh no.
I'd like Dean Lyle to FT.
Quite often before.
I really would. I'd like Dean Lyle. He's played a lot more this year than we've seen him in the previous years. I'd love Dean Lyle to have a good run good. So fingers crossed that he does.
I reckon we're going to see Clemmy tomorrow.
Do you?
I reckon Clemmy's going to be there on day 3 tomorrow.
Nice one. So plenty of names there. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. And we have been told, and there's not a lot we can do about it, this place on a Saturday night gets extremely busy and loud.
So, Abel here. Bell should be all in for his 9 bigs. Over Maljan's cut off open.
Watching from Goa. So he's running for his man, John Twandu, who plays a lot of cash with. There's Steve Barnes. There's he laying.
No donuts for
No
us.
donuts for us. Gone. One thing I've noticed while we've been here, these have to be the cleanest stairs in the world.
Yeah, that is true. There's a 10 on the flop, so Maljan could be busting a bell here.
In the first 5 minutes of the stream.
But
Oh, it's never easy.
the queen on the turn. So a bell out in front, but lots to fade here. Jacks, kings, 10 spades.
And does, wow. Yes, the queen on the turn. Multitude of outs to fade on the river. But does it?
going to have more giveaways today, guys. Just probably going to do some keywords as it's Saturday, day 2. Concentrating more on the poker. So we'll get to some keywords probably after 6 o'clock-ish, 1 o'clock-ish. What am I talking about? Late starters today.
So good afternoon, one and all, wherever you may be. We're going to be doing a lot of keywords today, but we have got 9 hours, so plenty of time. We'll do some for the late ones as well. All you that tune in, we are streaming till about 2:30 in the morning.
9-hour stream.
Yeah, 5:30 till 2:30, Rabbit. Whatever time it is with you.
Literally, this feature table, Scottish poker royalty everywhere. GK's come to join us as well as Elaine. We've got some of the top players in Scotland all scattered around this feature.
Yep.
Obviously Vivi there as well. Chen can play. It's a tough old table to start the day. GK opens the pocket threes and Malgen in with the free bet here. Start the hand 63 big blind, so GK with the threes here at 60 may have a look. Flop a set, potential to win a biggie. As soon as we start getting to that like 45, 40 remit, probably would just let the threes go. I feel like 63, 64 just enough to go mining.
So along comes GK. And that's not GDPR either, that is GK. Because he does have 48 letters in his two names.
I know.
And he says, please, just call me GK. So we did. Pocket three's still out in front.
A nice board to continue on here for Malgen. Prefer like having backdoor. Oh, we have got the backdoor flush for King of Hearts, but still on the Jack-Eye board with the King Queen. Seems like fine to just continue. And GK wants to have a look at one, facing the small size. Still ahead of all these Ace-High, King-High type hands. Like if we're up against an opponent that plays honest, we'll c-bet once and then just always check back, turn, and then check back river. Unless they connect, then more merit for calling the freeze. But against this particular opponent, Malgen, what we've seen of him the last couple of months, he is super aggro. He will get after it in any given spot. Not the best turn to see to double barrel for us though. 8 of clubs here. Once again. Here comes the barrel.
I'm afraid it has to be taken as the smallest it can be, so it's going to be counting as a 3,500 bet. Thank
So, now, Malgen goes for 55,000 on the river. And GK with the threes. It's a really weird hand now because we are facing a triple, but we're not. Because the turn bet's such a small percentage of the pot, it might as well be a check. So it's actually a really weird one for GK here now with threes.
I don't understand how you said 35 and it's taking us 3,500. I don't understand it. But it is. If it's a legitimate bet at 35 and you said 35 and the blinds are only 3, then the only thing when you throw a 100k chip in, the only thing you would say is if he says no, I meant 3,500, then you'd penalise the player.
Why the thing I don't get about this spot? Can the dealer just not go 3,500 or 35,000? So
that's true.
Could the dealer not just say that straight away? The player answers in 1 second. Problem solved.
Correct.
I get it.
Totally agree.
It's the most obvious for everybody, but where do you draw the line, right? Some people they abuse the
Totally agree.
It should be like the rules.
How are we doing, Parabellum?
Because it's the same for everybody. I made this mistake too. No, but it happened to me also. And I was also arguing. I said, not my first language, like in the United States. But I agree with you. Yeah, but because some people abuse, this is why. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's because of the very little ones that do bad things. Everyone has to pay for it, yeah. With everything, right? Yeah.
So what happens if he says 34 or 36 when we've got no 100 chips in play? What does that go as?
That's true. Yep. Yep. Absolutely right.
I just feel a bit hard done by Malgen. Feel for him because that turn barrel would pretty much always be getting through versus GK's specific holding. So it feels a bit hard done by here. As Vivi with the 10, Ace King going to squeeze it up, makes it 28k from the big blind here. And now Chris on the button. Generally don't see too many bluffs in this spot. Big blind as a squeeze. The 10's just way too high up and we're under-repped ourselves as Chris to do anything but come along.
Well done yesterday, Jack. You had more pints than bullets.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. It was 7-7 at one bit.
Well,
and then you bagged up.
But
Did you start drinking lemonade?
I'm only counting during the tournament's play.
Oh.
The after time beers are not.
Oh, okay.
So Chris goes for the check back here with the 10s on the 6, 7, 8 after Vivi's squeeze from the big blind. 4 diamonds on the turn. So just ace high still for Vivi, but not the best board. Chris is going to have a much more favourable range on this board once calling the squeeze. He's going to go for the delay. 20k into 66.5, so 30% on the turn. Nice easy call for Chris, off to the river. Maybe Vivi with the idea, bluffing some diamond rivers here, or just getting there.
As you do.
And
Easy game, you know.
I like Chris. Don't ever give him sets really. 6s, 7s, 8s. We expect a bet small flop. Maybe check back when it looks like Vivi has some ace king, ace queen, but I doubt Vivi's ever going to think Chris has any sort of 8, 6s, 7s here. So only hand we really target tower is like the king X of diamonds, king queen of diamonds, king jack of diamonds, king 10 of diamonds, and then some like 9s and 10s. But then the 9s and 10s not always going to check back this flop. I feel like they're ones that more often bet the 6, 7, 8 than check behind. So now 50k on the end here from Vivi, and Chris with the 10s, only really beating some stuff like ace queen now, ace jack, hands that squeeze and go for the delay on the turn and feel like this king river's too good not to bluff. So only beating a few select combos, really bad river for us to see. Even some bluffs getting there. So in the blender early on day 2, and it's a rough old spot with the 10s. I guess maybe like Chris doesn't expect Vivi to bet ace king on the turn. That could be why he's taken a long old time over this, because you expect ace king to just check turn a lot of the time. Like the king queen, the king jack, the ones that fold out the ace highs yet potentially could bet turn. But like I don't think he's going to expect ace king unless it's specifically ace king of diamonds, yeah, to be betting the turn tower. So I think that's why Chris in such a predicament here with this specific hand. And is Vivi going to be getting payment for a top pair, top kick up? Or can Chris find the fold with the pocket 10s?
Long old dwell from Chris in this one.
It's a real annoying spot tower, because we don't expect this river to be bet that often. Like, we expect ace king to check turn, not too much king X that want to bet turn. So when this king rolls off and Vivi wants to continue firing, I guess ace 5 suited one she could definitely have actually. Ace 5 suited seems prime. Squeeze as a bluff pre, check flop, turn R straight, just go bet. I guess that is definitely in there. But then Vivi has to squeeze that at a high frequency pre, which may not be the case. But Chris does come to the correct decision. Eventually saves 50k on the next hand.
Mink the Mod and the cats are both in the building.
What, he's brought his cat? Oh, piano cat. Yeah, I know. I thought you meant he brought his cat. Like you get cats in a casino.
That was you. I thought that was just you.
I've seen Kat. She come and said hello to me.
She did. She's on me too.
She won a satellite to Newcastle UKPL, so we will see her there.
And about an half an hour before she got here, she won a 109 ticket as well.
Nice.
Online.
Do suit for Chen. Can't do anything on the button, out of the way.
Does anyone like a break? Okay. Thank you.
Are you to loop send again? You can jump in for half hour. Come on. Go on.
I can claim it as being productive.
You want half an hour?
Yeah, I'll go.
You want freshen up?
Get some breakfast.
Go get breakfast.
I'll go get breakfast.
Here comes Mr. Jack Hardcastle for half an hour. Thank you. He's going to come in. How are we doing, sir?
So,
Glasgow's taking all your money, has it?
Yeah, as everywhere seems to these days.
You're on a bit of a downswing in the minute.
A little bit.
And you do openly talk about the bad side of the game.
Yeah.
You don't.
Well, it's not like a mode, downswings happen.
No,
But
yeah,
it's definitely the most prolonged sort of period of time for me.
Yeah.
We missed 2022, Jack. He was a much better player than this one.
It's not easy to consistently be at the top of the game, because the game evolves a little bit, and like you say, you go on a bit of a downswing. You don't hit the cards what you used to.
I don't think I'd have ever lost aces versus 3-2 suited a couple of years ago. I don't think it would have happened.
No.
So
here we are. That was some highlight reel, was that, unfortunately. So welcome in one and all. Mick the Mod's in the building, Piano Cat's in the building, anybody else in the building? Who won the high roller? It was Mao Zhen who was on the hand right now for 30,000. They just chopped it slightly, 28,000. He ended up with Cameron Williamson coming second, who's still in day 2, and Adam Wilkinson was third. They did a slight chop.
It's alright though, I'm going to win Pompey 25-50 next week.
Yeah, you got 25-50 of you next week.
Oh yes.
Awesome. There's also let's quickly run through the 25-50s. Let's have a look. There we go. Next week. Portsmouth, Luton, Sheffield, Bury New Road in Manchester. There's also a mini fest in Birmingham. One of the mini fests. But you'll be pleased to see that we've also added another competition tournament this year. Portsmouth.
I did see.
In summer.
And it's the exact 6 days that I have off between other tournaments as well, which is perfect. So I was maybe going to go elsewhere, but I could actually just play 3 weeks in a row in Europe, so not miss a single day.
Excellent. So plenty going on, and obviously the UKPL. We're in Newcastle next.
And
2 weeks' time.
I'm doing that as well because I want a ticket. So.
Brilliant. 1st of April till the 6th of April, we are in Newcastle. There's going to be plenty going on there. First time for us in Newcastle for a while. Not done a GKPT or any festival there, I think since about 2012, 2013 maybe. Long time.
Yeah, I've never been.
You've never been?
No.
It's near the city. It's near the city centre. It's a little bit like Glasgow. It's on the streets of near the city
I'm loving
centre.
the location of this one.
It's 5 minutes from the football ground if you want to watch the footy. Is there any poker for you before, or is it just next week, just straight down to Portsmouth?
I mean, I'm weirdly busy. I think Portsmouth. I'm always in for about 8 bullets again.
I'd just like to see a cheap leader on day 1 here.
Yeah.
You know, just try that. Just try that. That route into the tournament.
Yeah, well the thing is I won a ticket for Newcastle on 888 and I wasn't going to play it, but it was just missing by half the field in overlay, so I regged it and won it and now I have a seat. So
Sweet.
I think I was allowed to trade it for possibly like a Reading or a different one in advance, but that clashes with other series, so I think I'm just going to go to Newcastle.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'll just do Newcastle and then Irish Open. So.
Poker afternoon. Home from my holidays, I've got the PJs on in front of on the couch and watching the live stream. Unlucky Mel, played the turbo this morning. 2 pair into a set, and then ace king into aces. Not good, unfortunately, for Mel.
Well, Chen's got himself out of the tournament here.
Ace 6 into ace queen and an ace 2-5 flop.
Yeah, squeezed pre and then just pumped it in.
Elaine makes the call. Ace queen for Elaine Johnson, who won a 25-50 in Edinburgh a month ago.
She's quite a good company, funny lady.
She is, yeah.
Having a good back and forth on the table with her.
I know it's not the same.
9 on the turn, so Chen needing a 6 or he is out. And it's a king. So Elaine takes out Chen. Chen Cheng. Also, on the outer tables, we have lost. Oh no! Lucia Navarro has bust out. Just before Chen Cheng on the outer table, Dale Wilson's gone, David Mulholland, Steve McCabe, Felice Minavina, Paul McTaggart's gone, Gary Scullion, Rob Cumming, Laurinus Jakutas, and an SZ GDPR busting out So we've lost Luthia from the field just before Chen Cheng. Unlucky, unlucky, unlucky.
Has Dan Laidlaw been to Vegas yet, Jack? He has not, and I think he'd find the food too exotic.
What, an In-N-Out burger?
No, actually, yeah, I guess yeah. As long as he can have chicken tenders, he'll be alright.
Well, there is a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. I do like that chicken more than I should.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A is the place.
I reckon Jack breaks the Pompey Duck next week.
Me too.
I think I've had like one result there in about 10 years.
Me too, John. John Glenn, JG Poker, watching the field.
Honestly,
I think
like,
you're right.
They must see me rock up for these 25-50s and think, how does this guy win? Because I don't think I've ever done anything in that casino.
There we go, Chick-fil-A. Now we're doing catching fire, we're all good. Playing league, just here for the tickets. I like it. We've got plenty of tickets to give away. 15 in total. So we're down at 82 after losing Chen Cheng.
What do I think about the new MPL structure? It's definitely better than the other one.
Good.
The idea that you basically have to play every single 200 side event to do anything is, you know, I'm glad that's gone.
Yeah.
Obviously the results still matter. If you want to grind them and you can get points, then, you know, it is to your advantage. But
there could be somebody that gets into the top 20 who's only had like 6 decent results.
yeah.
Which
Well,
is-
there are a couple of candidates.
Yeah.
I mean, Stato said he's not going to grind it, but now he's won the UK Open. That's going to be the biggest result other than Goliath, I guess, all year for points.
Yeah,
So.
puts him right up there, doesn't it? In fact, we can show you the updated league as it stands. All the UKPL and the 888 Poker Live all into the NPL this year.
Yeah, McNally is gone. You doing all of Irish Open?
All of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Class.
I get there. I actually fly the day before on the 9th and leave on the 22nd when it's all over.
Beautiful.
Doing the lot. Hosting
You're doing
the Irish Open. I'm
Are you
doing
doing some comms as well? Or?
Probably not comms. Do the floor videos and wander around and interview at the tables and finalists and winners. Hopefully another.
Yeah. I mean, Stuart's found a way to have a lot of equity here despite another King-Queen folding.
Yeah, here we go.
He
so
jammed
Stu's all in. Stu McNally with the King-Queen of clubs.
King-Queen folded behind, so this is about as good of a situation as you could hope
King of
for.
clubs for McSworley. He is needing a club or a jack. He's up against GK with his aces, and it's a 7 of diamonds. So Stu McNally busting out early in day 2. We've also lost. Let's have the butchers. We've also lost Ryan Hutchinson, who just missed out as well, and Stu McNally. So we're down to 81. Down at 81. Yeah, flop set and still had a bit of equity, did Stu.
Jack used to be much more aggressive a couple of years ago.
Where has it gone?
I mean, I quite aggressively busted 8 bullets last night. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that holds up.
Oh dear.
Apparently, one of my hands left the table in shock after I left. That's what I received in a DM.
Do we get anything from the? Do we get to play anything at the Irish Open Tower? No, I'm working it all this year. Been asked to do the floor videos. Laura Cornelius can't work the Irish Open this year, So they routed and scoured the whole internet, and they ended up with me. And Paul O'Reilly rang me up and says,
best in the business.
Are we coming over to the Irish Open in a working capacity? And obviously jumped at the chance.
What was the hand? Ben would like what I did. Does anyone care about hand histories?
Yeah. We're sat with Jack Hardcastle.
I'll let them decide.
Happy rate, we're sat with Jack Hardcastle.
Ben is like probably one. If he was here, which he's not, he'd probably be like one of the 5 or 6 people in the room who'd have done exactly what I did. Have 8, but yeah, also that. Yeah, I don't know. I normally come here to not even really talk about poker. It's usually just us two having a mess around.
Well, yeah, well, absolutely. Jail coming for that.
But I can do poker stuff if needed.
You certainly can. Ace King for Vivian, raising the 6.5. Ace Queen for GK. Just calls. Not reminding me of the 3-bet coming in, but decides to call. Oh no, Jen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he gets after this one. It wouldn't be the timing for it, really. Okay, just calls. But.
Three deuce flop. Absolute whiff. Is it always a C-bet the Ace King?
Definitely not actually into 2 people. The +1 flat is going to be stronger than the under the gun opening range. You have to be really condensed calling there. So you don't really have many boards where you start firing away into +1 and then also it's 3-way as well, not heads up. Yeah, I mean, this is just not particularly great.
Makes it 11.
Especially when she has the ace of spades on club, heart, diamond. Because lots of hands that are going to continue are going to be backdoor flush draws and all the suited stuff that peels. So the ace of spades is, in particular, the worst card you can have.
GK makes the call. Not a motion.
Anyway, the hand, I forgot. So it was versus Maljen actually. He opens middle position. I defend 5 deuce of diamonds, about 60 blinds. Ace 7 deuce rainbow. I have a backdoor flush draw. I have the backdoor straight flush draw actually, in particular. The ace was a diamond. Check. He bets 1 blind. I check raise to 5.8 blinds with bottom pair and all the backdoors, the backdoor wheel. He calls, turns a 3, so I turn more equity. I'd actually have 4-5 in my range out of the big blind, so it seemed like a really crystal clear check raise barrel it off to me. And apparently they looked at me like I was an alien as I left the table. and then I ran the hand and it was totally pure. My 5 deuce of diamonds always raises the flop and it always bets the turn and it always jams the river. So basically, if you bluff, people think you're crazy, even though you're supposed to bluff. So.
Well, Vivi checked the turn after GK made the call. This might just be in the bin from Vivi. Which they are. Afternoon, Barry Whitehead. So down to 79. Losing Manuel Mercia. And also, we have just lost Alex Rizvi on the outer tables. You will notice Alex leaving the table. So 79 from the 93 that have started the day. Are you having a day in Glasgow tomorrow with a Dave Doc, or is it
I've delayed my flight until Wednesday now.
Ah, sweet, lovely.
Because Kyle and Katie are going back to Australia. So
They are,
we
yes.
Hanging out for a couple of days after.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're off to Australia.
I mean,
Gold Coast, aren't they? They're off to the Gold Coast, I think.
I think so. Yeah, Gold Coast was class. We went to visit them a couple of years ago out there. Unbelievable.
Nice.
The poker was great there as well. Not that that was even part of the holiday really, but there was a WPT Prime on when we got there, so played it.
Good stuff.
Australian poker is a bit like American poker.
In what sense?
It's the same
not as-
style. The
yeah.
same. Aussies have a bit more flair, but it is very soft out there.
And it's late. He also seems so laid back as well.
Yeah, I loved it there. Like, we went out for a coffee the first day, like obviously jet lagged to hell, and then it was maybe like 8:30 in the morning, go to Starbucks. And you know, like in the UK, everyone's miserable as sin at like 8 or 9 a.m. And like there, the sun's shining, the woman's like, "You alright, guys? How's your day go?" Like it was like, it's so much better than here, honestly.
Barry says, Tower, if Westlife Barry wins, is agreed to dance the Macarena during the winning interview, will I join in? 100% Barry. Afternoon, Richie. 8,274 attendance at Scunthorpe today, a National League North record again. Who are you playing? So you got 8,500. I don't even know who's in National League North these days, won't have a clue. Not to be in the local derby though, surely.
I'm so out of the game. Yeah. I've not been to a match probably in about 10 years.
But Chester City. There you go.
Very good.
Payouts are on the screen. Scrolling across. £58,130 up top. And we are paying 50 places. And 50th is a nice, healthy £1,980. With the King Jack and an Ace King 5 flop.
Turn heart could be quite interesting.
Turn heart would be interesting. All right. But it is not, it's the two of diamonds. Wait for the action tracker to catch up.
It's not tracking this particularly
Yeah, I don't know
well.
what the action tracker is doing. He might have fell asleep. Hello. So we do check it all the way down. And Livy with the king takes a small one. Down to 74. 50 get the money.
No, a bigger restaurant. No, I found a bigger restaurant. I saw the menu in the Scottish Center. It's called Mono. It's 5 minutes ago. It was pretty good, yeah. I thought it was good, yeah. Especially the Scottish Center.
Here's 7 for Michael. C3, Mr. Michael Kane. Green 9 for GK. 4 to call.
Yeah, I mean, Michael's not going to be super wide approaching the money off 20 blinds, but it's definitely a call with Queen 9.
Always approach it different from a race and run, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I mean, Michael's going to be more ICM aware of the situation than most, I'd imagine, but still got to open all your suited aces and king, queen off and ace jack off.
And nice to flop 2.
Yeah. Probably just goes 40, 50% and the hand's done. You don't want a small bet this board, it's too dynamic. 40-50%, and it is 50%. Good stuff.
Nice one from Michael Kidd. DK out of the way. 88 bigs, chip leader at the table. Now Jen, high roller champ. And also the, is it the mini?
Big shot.
The big shot. Not a bad week from a guy that doesn't play too much live poker, but reads a lot of books and studies a lot.
He reads a lot of books?
Right. The Super System is his favourite book.
I don't think I've ever read that.
I have mine signed by Doyle Brunson.
Although I did have to whip out the mental game of poker.
But I do have mine signed by Doyle Brunson. My Super System.
That's going to be worth at least £10.
It's signed by a lot of people, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is.
All the
superstars
of the second book, or what?
The Devilfish signed it as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Strong.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Ciacello. Happy Saturday too. So Chris on 18 bigs, Abel on 18 bigs as well. We're down to 74. 50 get the money as it's strolling across the bottom. With a min cash of just under £2,000. Jack Hardcastle with us as unfortunately busting out of the main.
Unfortunately, I am.
Well, we just saw you moving across the stream, so you had. Also busting out was Gareth Wright, who brought us the kiwi fruit and bananas all the way from Portsmouth.
What?
Gareth lives in Portsmouth.
Does he?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He plays all the tour. played 888, couldn't wait to meet us at the 888 Portsmouth, and has travelled up to Glasgow to play day 2. Novelli Richard has also busted out.
Oh no, I definitely know who he is. Yeah, I completely
Gareth
misremembered him.
Yeah, Cammy Williamson busting out, and Dave Hudson, Adam Wilkinson busting out, and Tom Hall busting out as well. So that'll take us down to 72. Jack busting out. Unlucky Jack.
It's okay, I can play the £300.
You're not flicking, are you flicking in someday? Are you going to play the dragon?
Probably not. I
No.
mean, I have my laptop with me as well, so
Oh,
I
right,
might
okay.
play some online.
Nice one. Nice one. We'll get Jay back in for the final half an hour of the session very shortly, or the first session of the day. Half an hour to go.
Every time there is, but he didn't bring.
Is it half an hour? Yes, it is.
How long?
That's fine. 4 minutes.
I might go purchase myself a sparkling water at the
You
bar.
do right, sir. You'll get yourself a sparkling water. The yellow coloured sparkling water. And when he comes back, we'll swap over with Jay. Incoming. Edelman.
Oh, where'd Jack go?
It's for some sparkling
No,
water at the bar.
where did he go? I was just standing there, and I've just looked round and he's not in the chair anymore.
He's gone for some sparkling water from the bar.
How's it been?
Yeah, nice and steady. Maybe lost a hand with ace king against ace queen to GK. Not too much action so far on this feature, but we are down to 72 with Jack busting out, Gareth Wright busting out. If you like a bit of fruit, Gareth brought the bananas and an apple.
Do you know them days where you don't you just feel like eating rubbish stuff? Yeah. Rubbish, like sugary stuff, cakes, donuts. I'm having one of them days today.
Well, maybe you should go and complain to Elaine.
Where are my donuts?
Because the donuts were there. What is it like in the casino?
I went for a little wander.
I can hear noise, but
I've
I've not seen too many people.
It's pretty busy outside. It's a lot different to yesterday, 'cause I went for a walk yesterday this sort of time. It seems like Saturday's the night here. Just had a little walk around town, bit of fresh air, went M&S, had some food, back in the booth. I thought you was done. I've just turned around, you weren't in the chair anymore. Oh, okay. do you want to break tower?
Well, we've got 30 minutes till the end of the session. Is that right?
No, we got an hour and 10 till the end of the session. This is level 2 of the day.
Oh, are they playing? Oh, it's 3 levels, isn't it? It's only a 40-minute clock, isn't it?
Yeah. It's up to you if you want half hour.
What time do you want me back?
Whatever you want.
We'll come back at 1:45.
Okay.
There we go. We'll come back at 1:45. We'll get Mr. Jack Hardcastle back with us. He's got his sparkling water.
Scooped it out the River Clyde.
I tell you what, that's a free-flowing, high-watered river. There's lots of water in the River Clyde. It's really high under the bridge.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Is there not a lot of water in most rivers?
Yeah.
Yes, but it just seems to be quite deep and close to the top of the bridge.
Well, these two, just before I left the booth, there was a little battle going on, and first hand back for myself, we got a fruity old call from Malgen. GK opens the King 5 suited, Malgen calls small blind, flop goes check bet call, and now on this 3 of clubs turn, King 5 of hearts, not much to work with for GK, but it looks like he's going to find the second barrel here. And we called flop as Malgen, seems a bit loose, but
This all feels quite loose. But, I mean, the King 5's going to get through.
22k. into 38, and yeah.
I think ace 7 of hearts with just no backdoor possibility is just going to be a fold. Like, he'd even rather just continue like ace 10 off with an overcard to the 8. First person I've heard of buying sparkling water. Sparkling water's elite. I will not be having this slander. Love some Tory water.
Some Tory water, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had sparkling water. I obviously have, but like I've never like bought it on purpose.
Not a deliberate.
Yeah, not a deliberate effort. Sometimes you get them ones when they give you the wrong bottle top and you drink it, you're like, oh, it's fizzy.
Yeah.
But there we go. Jack Mate says it definitely is Tory water. There you go.
What's this debate I've sparked off now? Sparkling water is foul.
Ace King for Chris. 12 big blinds here. Open or jam, Jack? That's the question. It's a really close one. Chris going to go for jam for 12.
Depends how near we are to the money, I think. And I would definitely always induce with suited. As long as you do that, I think it's whatever.
Margen against 12 big blind shove from +2. Pocket sixes here.
Yeah, just a fold for sure. If he calls, this would be positive tilt.
Where you starting calling from pairs? Surely we got to call sevens though, right? Sevens for 12?
Is sad though, man. Like, he's actually got more, I know it's only 1k more, but he's got 50k, it's 12.5 blinds. Yeah. This man is winning his all-ins at the moment, so let's have a look.
That helps when you
win your
all-ins.
It's just like we're too near the money. That 12.5 jam from EP is not going to be particularly wide. Like, I'd be pretty annoyed to be called by sixes here about ace king.
Okay.
I was also sad.
Like, even sevens are pretty sad with, but I think eights I'd start calling.
See, I wouldn't fold sevens. That's where me and you, I actually probably would never fold sevens in that spot.
Sevens is probably a chips call, but then you sort of have to adjust for what that range probably looks like in ICM.
Of course.
I think I would just bin off sevens.
9 of spades turn, so sixes of Margen looking good.
Yeah, I would, my eyes would be rolling along the floor.
So Jack said he was winning his all-ins. Wins that flip, we lose Chris.
Hey mate, that's what matters. Nothing else matters.
Just a heads up, guys, about the next stop. 888 live event is off to Barcelona, May the 8th to May the 18th. So hopefully some nice sunshine over there. You can get into that online, 888 poker. And then our next stop, UKPL Newcastle, 1st of April to the 6th. That is our UKPL schedule this year. Looking forward to Newcastle. We'll see you in Reading, I'm sure. Back in the May?
No, the opposite actually. I'm doing Newcastle. I wanted a ticket online.
Okay.
The field was overlaying by half, so I hopped in and won a seat. And I was possibly going to change it for Reading, but that clashes with the PokerStars Open, so I think I am doing Newcastle now.
So you're in Newcastle then?
Yeah, never been, but everyone's always said it's very good. So. Canadian places. Yeah, I did Canmore and Banff with a few friends last year. It was amazing. And then one of the towns burned down. Like genuinely in like Canadian wildfires, and it like was melting cars and
really
burned houses down and stuff.
So Abel here, 15.5 bigs on the button against the cut-off. Expect this to go in, ace 10 suited.
Yeah, Banff was class.
There's the jam. Margen will not be calling this one.
Oh no, sorry, not Campbell. I did Bant and Jasper. I got those towns confused.
Bell gets it through. I've never been Canada. Somewhere I would really like to go one day.
I've been a few times and I do enjoy it. Probably more than America.
Yeah.
It's like unfortunate that the poker is not as big of a scene there, but when it's on, it is still good.
They had a WPT there, right? Not long ago. Was it Montreal?
So that was Montreal. I've played in Calgary a few times.
Nice.
So I've been there for like scoops and stuff, and I played a couple of live series while I was there. Like, it is good when it's on, it's just not booming in the same way that it seems to be everywhere in America.
Hello, Razvan, welcome to the stream. We are on day 2 now, veering towards that money. Just over 15% of the fill remaining. Michael opens the Jack 9 suited off of 21. Shan with the same hand here in the small blind. Lets it go.
Feels a little tight. Like when you can start applying some ICM pressure.
If I had Jack 10 suited, I'd probably jam, whether it's right or not. Jack 10 suited is probably one that just says I'm all in when Chris only has 16.
You do often peel a lot suited 9s out of the small blind. That is a trend. And yeah, when you peel something like that to flop a bunch of equity, you're actually putting Michael in the ICM bin a bit. When you 10 off the money or whatever it is now.
I haven't even seen the prize pool. Prizes coming across the bottom. Great turnout for this one, over 400 entries. First time ever in Glasgow. Weren't sure how many were going to turn up for this one, but it's been a huge success.
Yeah, it's been fun. I think this is up there with my favourite stops.
Yep. It's weird, this and Portsmouth are like very similar because I just like the location, and like location is everything. There's a lot of casinos that we have, like industrial estates, not much around, but when you just walk out the casino and you everything within a 2-minute walk, it's just perfect.
Lime Ricky, that was we were there about a month before the town burned down, and it was wild to see the videos having just been there like the month before. But it was absolutely beautiful. I don't know why I confused it with Canmore.
Jack 10 off here for Shan on the button. Raises to 8k, and Chris was just shy of 16 bigs. Always jam Jack, nothing else. No like intricacies, little free bet call.
You might have some.
Yeah.
Like when you're approaching the bubble, you might want to start picking up like aces and kings, and like bluff a couple of offsuit ace-X.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacks would probably just be sending all those.
Nick Peters says, question for Jack. If you cash chunks in a Canadian tournament, do you need to mess around with an ITIN tax stuff like in America?
No, I got my money, and that was it.
Nice.
Yeah, I played the 1700s, I can't remember what it's called, something main in Alberta twice. And I final tabled it twice.
Nice.
I think I've got a 4th and a 5th in Calgary tournaments.
Good going. Maybe you should move to Canada. It's not going too well in the UK at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if I was to move anywhere, Canada is well up there on my list. Better time zone for playing cards. People are less crazy than America.
Queen 8 suited for Malgen. Thinking about it. Lets it go.
That is very tight when you have chips in the bubble.
Queen 9 for Chris on the button. Opens to 8k. GK, couple of tens. Just going to set him in, I guess, for 20 BBs.
So actually, I'd probably be more likely to click up this for 2021 blinds than like the jacks with the 16.
Yeah.
I reckon you could, if you wanted to, induce this and like click it up with a bunch of high-low offsuit stuff. He does. Yeah, I do like it.
Like the size choice as well.
Yeah.
Seems good. Still room to fold when we do have these bluffs in there.
Tens becomes the close one, I think, and you know you might just do a bit of jam anyway. But I do quite like the attempt.
Especially against, I've seen a lot of Chris the last 12 months. He plays pretty good stuff. He's capable as well. Like he may be one that finds the ace-5 suited, the king-queen suited jam, something like that. Like
of course, you need someone to actually put ace-2 suited.
Yeah,
in, right,
exactly.
To do it, but it's something I'm trying to do a lot more of, especially now. Like people are getting a lot sharper at like ICM for online.
it's tough. It's really tough these days. Especially
you want
if
to do a
got
lot of
saves.
clicking. You want to make life hard for people. So. I mean, there are spots where like button opens or 15, 16 blinds. You're supposed to just make it 5 blinds with a queen 4 off. You know, there's some pretty interesting stuff that goes on. That's for Chippy B. That's not ICM.
He's 10 suited, 4 mil chain opens from gun.
Do you want to hear a hand I played versus him yesterday?
Go on then.
I've said it already, but I think it was a bit lost on tower.
Okay.
So I got a message from someone today saying that the table was an absolute shock at what I did when I left, but I thought it was normal. He opens MP, I defend 5 deuce of diamonds of 60 blinds in the big blind.
All good so far.
Plot is a 7 deuce rainbow. The ace is the diamond.
Oh, you told me this hand yesterday.
I did.
You told me this hand yesterday.
Must be absolutely steaming.
Yeah.
No, okay. In that case, then I retract. Yeah. But we did run it.
And it was fine?
It's pure.
Pure. You found the pure.
It's a pure check raise on the flop.
Yeah.
And then you don't turn that card and don't follow it through. So, yeah.
Okay.
They've never seen the like though.
Always good when you go and check it.
Yeah. It's reassuring to know that I'm not just terrible at cards.
The whole table probably thought you were though.
Yeah, they all thought I was
Yeah,
bad.
they all probably thought, what is he up to? Does he know he's got a pair of deuces here?
Yeah. You basically just check raise all of your deuce X below the 7. You really want to clear out equity immediately with a hand like that. I can show you it.
Do you need the backdoor flush draw? Or
No,
is
it
it
actually
all?
uses all of
Oh,
them.
all
I
uses
thought,
all.
I thought it might be a candidate for the backdoor ones only. I'd have thought particularly when it's the ace of diamonds, it was the nicer one because backdoor straight flush. Yeah, it was all of them.
That seems
you
a
wanted
bit,
to, you wanted to
much,
do
but-
a little bit of cooling with the one that wasn't a suit, but still mostly raised.
Okay.
So Malgen, he obviously disrespects me as a player. He opened ace-3 off in EP into my big blind.
Oh, okay.
And turned the 3 that gets me out of the tournament.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Chris going to save his tournament here. GK goes for the free bet, but may have had to call off this jam from Michael if this free bet weren't in front of us. At Michael Kane. 21. All of it but his change. And now Chris can get away from the 9s, but if GK weren't in the middle of this one, it would have been a much tougher spot.
Quite fortunate in a way.
Yeah, it is. Well, GK hasn't folded yet, but surely this goes into the muck. There we go.
The old pretend thing.
Yeah.
Trying to work out if I have the energy to go play this 300.
I'll have a sweat. Let me buy a little piece. At face, please.
If this is what my life has come to,
Yeah.
selling you actually the 300 dragon, then
I just like the sweat.
this absolute parody that my life has become.
I just like the sweat, that's it. Need to do some giveaways as well today, guys, so what we will do. Sorry, Lime, I've just seen your whisper on Twitch. I've just pulled my Twitch chat box up. But we can go to a keyword, Lime, at 1:45, so 9 minutes. Let us know what the keyword's going to be. Another two $25 tickets to give away. We've got 15 $25 tickets to give away today. There's Chris with the King 10 suited. +2, opens offer just shy of 17.
Yeah, I don't really think I've seen too much of Chris, or at least I've not.
He plays really well.
Pretty well.
Plays really well, in my opinion, anyway. From what I've seen from him.
I mean, so far it's all obviously been, open hands and whatever.
But
he is playing totally fine.
Just one of them that's been on the feature a little bit recently and seems to do some nice stuff.
Yeah, I just don't think I've drawn him much. Alright, don't let me down now, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm expecting one size.
Goes for 10 into 22. So
I think I'd probably try and two-street this one,
just,
especially near the money with a
big,
hand like
big,
this.
Yeah, just big bet flop, all in turn.
I like big on this particular texture. It's very connected, it's going to hit the big blind a lot, and we have the exact sort of handles to just pump it in and deny a bit of equity.
Yeah, just size up for that hot size turn jam, or even like 80% turn jam.
Yeah, I mean this is obviously in the realms of fine, but I'd probably go for a bit bigger.
And yeah, if you do want to participate in the keyword, you need to be watching on 888poker TV on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, come on over to Twitch to participate. Did you end up going out last night after you left the casino?
No.
No?
But I have a story for you, but
Okay.
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
I cannot tell you now.
You can tell me
But
later.
I've told a few people.
I'll look forward to it later.
It's one of the most bizarre things that has ever happened to me in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Save that one for later.
So 8 suited for Chris.
It doesn't feel like it was real.
Okay. Well, I was here. I just remember being here, me and Wilco having a few beers, and that was my night. I can't really remember much else. It was.
You absolutely cannot hear the story.
Did you post it on social anywhere?
No.
No. Okay.
I've told a few of the boys.
Okay. I look forward to that later. I look forward to it later. 8 suited for Chris. Lane going to defend the 8-5 off from the big.
I'm now living in a bit of fear.
Why?
Because of what happened.
I can't wait to hear this. So quarter pot from Chris on the Queen Jack 4 rainbow. Quarter does the trick.
Listen, I want to keep my commentary gig, so I can't actually tell you this one.
Yeah, but it's like them
They
people.
pay me a solid £0 an hour here. So.
It's like them people go, oh, you never guess what I found out, but I'm not allowed to say. Why'd you tell me that then? They're like, oh, but I can't tell you.
No, but
I can't tell you.
I've told you, and I will tell you.
But you can't tell the chat.
No.
If you want to hear Jack's story, guys, you're going to have to come up to
Come here, buy me a drink. and I'll tell
Exactly,
you.
there you go. Get your flights to Glasgow. Jack will tell you the story. Yeah. You can even play.
Telling you and telling them are two different things.
You can even play one of the side events while you do it tomorrow. We've got the Beat the Ambassadors, we have the close up, and there's no seniors on the Sunday for once. Obviously 888 live, but the Dragon Day 2 if you are bagging up in the day one. But if you're actually coming tomorrow, you want to get a flight to Glasgow or drive to Glasgow, Jack will tell you the story. You can play the Ambassadors, Beat the Ambassadors, or the close up, and be here with us. I can't wait for the break now.
I'll give one more tease.
Okay.
I might try and find if they have CCTV footage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it here in the casino?
No.
Just outside? Okay. So Vivi opens +1. Malji, I'm going to roll in the 8-9 suited, start the hand with Vivi at like 55.
Great 4-bet. So she folds.
Really good 4-bet, yeah. King 10 suited.
That is like your best one in like an EP spot, King 10 suited. It's actually preferable to have that than like Ace Queen off in a bunch of spots, like the deepest spots. Nothing physical happens.
No, we used to have it across, but at the moment we're not having it.
Ace Queen suited for Vivi. Very next hand. Trisha Doherty, who I'm assuming is a relation of David, says, "Hiya, Jack."
I believe his mother.
That's his mum.
How are we, Fish? Does it involve old drunk Scottish people? No. It just involves me. I am one of those things.
It rotates. We had events in Portugal and like even Sochi in Russia. It goes around. It was in
Was you by yourself or with a group of people?
Yeah, at the moment
By myself.
By yourself, okay.
I feel like I'm sort of drip feeding this story.
Yeah, I'm like trying to piece it together in my head. I can't wait 47 minutes.
You will not get it until I say it.
Okay.
It would be an impossible guess.
both very nice. Yeah, it's a close fight. Yeah.
Can that be the giveaway? Whoever guesses closest to what actually happened.
Was there an open drain and you walked and you fell down?
There were
Just a hole in the...
Nothing physical, no injuries, no fighting. But I now live in permanent fit.
So GK Ace Jack opens from gun, makes it 8k. And Lane, King 9 of hearts here in the cut-off, going to let it go. We are getting closer and closer to the money. He is so desperate to tell us he hasn't stopped talking about it. He is,
I know,
but he can't. This is the problem.
Yeah,
he actually can't do it.
I can't. I really can't.
So blind's going up in 6 minutes, guys. We've got a key word to go to in 2 minutes.
Although Trisha might hear it from David.
Trisha's probably going to find out.
Yeah, I reckon she will. Make sure you ask him if you want to know.
Oh, I'm just trying. I can't even.
How long do we have to wait until I can tell you? What, 45 minutes?
I'm trying to hypothesise and I can't think of what it could be.
It's so out of left field.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm really trying to think out of the box, and I still can't even come up with a theory.
Yeah, a plausible idea of what happened.
Oh, nice sight for a lane. 31 to start the hand. Couple of ladies. You heard the Elaine story this morning.
I don't think so.
So she's brought us in all goodies, donuts and stuff like that. She's only gone and given it to the wrong team, the wrong staff.
Oh no!
Yeah. So we've got no donuts, no cakes.
Oh,
she gave them to the wrong staff, and now that lot
They were
up
just like,
there, they've all got them upstairs now, enjoying their donuts and cakes. Always plays the Scotland, legs doesn't lane. Saw her down at Coventry as well.
That's an interesting guess from Jackie Chan. That's not what happened.
The most ludicrous part of that sentence, Jackie Chan, is Phil Hellmuth in Glasgow. I doubt he's ever actually been in Glasgow. Kings for Abel. 16.5. Should just open. Let's have a look at some of the bust outs. We're going to go to the keyword after this hand, guys, and I will give you a quick rundown. So there we are. Giveaway time. It is keyword time.
I think David's on his way down. That's a bit of a spoiler.
Is he on the way down for the story? Oh, does he already know it?
He just messaged me saying, "Where are you at?" which is never a good sign.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, of course, you meant in the tournament. I just thought you meant he's coming to the casino.
No, yeah. And if he comes here, it's going to be extra annoying for you.
Yeah, I know, because he'll know the story and I won't. So, guys, we're going to a keyword. I have two $25 tickets to give away for 888poker. It's as simple as this. You've got to be on Twitch and you need to write the keyword in the Twitch chat box. Today's keyword is Hardcastle. Hardcastle. So Jack's surname is the keyword, and Lime is going to pop a little Instagram link to his Instagram page if you fancy giving him a follow. And you never know, he might even tell the story on his Instagram story later. So get yourself over, give him a follow on Instagram, and you may hear the story later. That's your best bet, guys.
Huh? Yeah. Well, no, I haven't told Jay, and now he's in complete suspense at what may have happened. Yeah. Hey, oh, nice one.
Michael with the ace queen. Makes it 14k. Mao Zhang pills the 9-3 against the 3.5x. We are suited. But, like, should be pretty snug here, Michael. Not really going to get too out of line this close to the money. So I feel like this is going to be more weighted towards stronger hands. Michael goes with the 20% C-bet on 7-4 deuce with the ace-queen, and Mao Zhen right in with the punishment here. Raises up the 9-3 suited. And now ace-queen in a pretty grim spot. Hard to continue here out of position.
I suspect as Michael, we're actually probably supposed to play bigger or check on this board.
The thing about, like, when we go really small, like on the 7 high boards, 8 high boards, like, people just call the 2 over cards all the time as well. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really fold out much of the range.
Yeah, like 2 overs should just always call.
Yeah, exactly. Nice little play.
I suspect if you had something like pocket 8s or ace 7, like one of those, you're just going to drive in loads of chips on the flop yourself, I think. So I suspect it's a bigger size. Hello.
We got 1 more minute for the keyword.
Oh, who's the keyword? Hardcastle.
I know. He's been baiting the old chat as well.
We've been here 20 years,
Yeah.
I'm not many yet.
Me and Tower never had a keyword, not once. Mao Zhang is crushing Glasgow, he is indeed. The lad can play very aggressive. Jack 10 for Vivi raises to 85.
Has he gone?
Yeah, he's done exactly what he done with me. He just disappeared. I don't know how he done it. He's just gone.
Just disappeared.
So keyword going to be closing in a minute, guys. We're not trying to guilt trip your line. We don't care. We don't need a keyword.
We don't.
So Abel just going to get to jam here with
We're
the jacks.
only kidding.
When you was in here with him, was he baiting you with this story as well that he's got to tell?
No, I've heard that. Is he a stony that he's got to tell that he's not telling on stream?
That he's not allowed to on stream.
Why?
I don't know.
What has he done?
Here we go. Countdown coming up, guys. Last chance to get in. Two.
What has he done? That's what I want to know.
I'd love to know as well. So it's nothing physical and he's living in fear now. So what could it be?
He's not bet Clemmy, has he? In the Dark Alley.
Yeah.
Oh.
Congratulations. Spin 5 bet.
Oh.
Spin 5 bet.
Spin 5 bet. Well done.
All right, congratulations. Poker UA.
UA. Okay. Well done, Poker UA. Like it.
Four free suited for a lane. Can definitely defend this one. Suited connect up. Could have a big pot here. If Elaine slow plays this one and just puts on her check call shoes, this is a hand that GK potentially will be tripling off, but Elaine gonna take that option away from him, goes for the lead here on the 9-4-3. 16 into 29. So between half and 60%, and GK can't go anywhere with his overcard will draw, backdoor diamond draw. Just going to be a call, and straight away, like, you're going to arrange a lane. I'm just going to think she's got a lot of 9x, maybe some flush draws. Now GK's gut shot turns into an up and down, but flush completing 6 of hearts on the turn. Another street coming in for a lane here. Goes really small, 16 into 61, and I guess as GK now getting nearly 5-1, we just get to take our price to the river. Or has he got other ideas? When the lane goes this size, is GK thinking, it looks a lot like a 9 tower, as played. She leads flop into the aggressor. She bets small turn when the flush completer is there. So that is exactly what GK is going to do. He's going to try and target this 9x part of Elaine's range. Unfortunately for him, Elaine sitting with 2 pair, so will not be going anywhere.
Is she worried about the flush?
Is
it something you don't need to be worried about?
Like it's there. Yes, GK has some flushes for sure, but he's also got a whole load of Jack 10, Queen Jack with a heart, King Queen with a heart. He's opened late position. And like the thing is, when we go this small size on the turn as a lane, like, we kind of give GK the green light to try and start bluffing us, because it looks like we have a 9 tower. Oh no.
4th heart.
And this is just going to be an all-in now for GK. We have to bluff this river. It's the best one in the deck for us put all this 9x in the bin, and like if we range like Elaine on a 9 as well, just from a mathematical standpoint, her having the 9 of hearts on the board, so she then is like a 1 in 3 shot to have a heart as a side card. So we're just going to get to jam as GK, and Elaine absolutely hates this run out.
Yep, nothing she can do but fold. Shocker. Shocking run out. Unlucky for Elaine. And 13 BBs. How many times have people stopped and had a look and see what we're doing today?
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
When I watch it back, if you bluff me, cheeky, I swear to God, you'll never walk Glasgow again. I'm not joking you. I'm going to put your husband over. I'm going to try and keep you away from that footage. I'll go tell them to
So just over 30 minutes to go until the end of the first session. And you can see there, 34 minutes, 50 get the money. 65 players left, as it says on screen.
He was laughing.
So probably the next session when we get into the
I was
middle.
already going to say I would put money on him. And your reputation will be ruined.
I've been on 66 for ages, it seems. I'm pretty confident when I come back in. Yeah, I can see 65 there, but when I come back in with Jack, we were on 66 then as well, so I only lost one player in like 40 odd minutes with 8-9 tables out there.
Different stages of the game. Have a slow bit. We're great to see 407 for the first time ever at an 888 festival in Glasgow. 407. Means superb.
Love this from Abel, by the way. This is really nice. Mao Zhang just going to have to get out of the way with the King 3. Very nice find, sir. Knows how wide this man is. Takes the suited ace-x.
Money BLK. Line Ricky, good evening to your second day here of the main event. Are they going to complete this today, or are they going to have to wait next day to complete the entire main event? It's always down as a 3-day main event. So all the day ones that you can buy into, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the turbo on the Saturday. Day 2 is today, and the final day is tomorrow. We will be on stream tomorrow from 1:30 PM. Vivi looks down as she's got the boots. The aces, the best 2 cards in the deck, together.
Oh my word! Wow, this isn't fair. Getting closer and closer to the money, and you find the Cowboys, and you are crushed by the boots here. And this always has to get in. 21 effective. Can't really see a world where this doesn't get in pre. Assume Vivi just always jams here. But haven't really got the room to click. Like click to 37 is essentially saying that we're committed against the effective stack size. So I guess we just play jam.
In they go, straight call, over go the aces, over go the kings.
The final all those registered for the Omaha Family event is being written till 21 upstairs in the bar area.
Told him. 9 on the river on the turn. We need a king or we will be losing a bell. And it's a 2. So Vivi up to 326,000.
Progress, you're on a 15-minute break. That's 15-minute break in the main event after the hand in progress. Dealers, please race off for 500-point chips.
So about kings, you look down, you think this is the hand I'm doubling up. You run into it. Vivi Saliba, 326,000. Lost it. Have you guys done any more Scottish stuff today?
I
asked Jay what he did. Jay, what did you do?
I woke up late.
We started work at 5:30. What time did you get up?
5 to 5. I actually, do you know what? I had that moment because I thought it was dark outside because the curtains are so good in the hotel that I woke up because I didn't think I needed to set an alarm because we were in at 5:30, so I thought no need to set an alarm. So I woke up, I'm stirring like that. I look at the curtains, I'm like, bloody hell, it's dark outside. I'm late for work. I've rolled over, I'm trying to find my phone. Look at the time, I'm like, quickly into the shower, quickly into work, and we got here all right. So I nearly was late today. Somehow, on an 5:30 start, I was nearly late.
I've done something proper Scottish.
What did you do today?
I've been to the Barras.
The where?
The Barras. So, I turned right out of the hotel.
Yeah.
Crossed the road.
Yeah.
To the river.
Okay.
Looked at the river. Thought, which side shall I go?
That river with a lot of water in.
Yeah, lots of water.
Yeah, that one.
Really, a lot of water. It's really high. It's really high. Turn left. Left all the way into the river. We got into this nice little park.
Okay.
There's like a Nelson's column malarkey in the middle, a big needle. And then, as I'm walking thinking I'm going to turn round and come back, I see this thing called the Barrowland.
The Barrowland?
What's this? Off we trot. Barrowland, see this stall selling food. I thought, bingo, here we go. This is a market. Gets there, welcome to the Barras.
Okay.
One of the oldest markets in the world, apparently. Get there, it's an array of shops, there's thousands of market stalls inside and there's outside the shop. They're selling food, they're selling street food, they're selling beer, they're selling... It's like a market from the 1980s. And I walk into this coffee shop.
Okay.
Tea, £1.
£1?
Bingo!
Not £4.
Tea, £1.
Wow.
Coffee, £1.20.
Wow.
If you wanted a hot chocolate with whipped cream, it was £1.80.
No, it wasn't.
I'm telling you.
£6 in Starbucks these days.
Phenomenal. Oh, I tell you what, it was a great... I wandered around there for hours. Loved it. It's called the Barras, if you want to know.
So, at least you've done something
That's
with your...
my Scottish expedition today.
You've done something with your day. Good to see.
Yeah. Wandered around the Barras.
The UKPL Magico Braga is slightly different to the 888 Lives. The schedules, slightly smaller buy-ins, a few different events. It's not an identical schedule to this one here in Glasgow.
Yeah, we can show you the schedule for Liverpool after this hand.
So these two been battling all session. GK Ace Queen here in the big blind. Just going to go for the call.
King high flop, King 3-6.
Check, 9k call. Pretty clear one. Goes for 5k, tiny little size here. Thought we'd be seeing third at this stack depth.
2 of clubs turn.
So just north of 20% C-bet. I feel like it's Malgen here when we're this deep with GK. We need to go slightly bigger on the King 6-3. GK calling once with Ace Queen, and May even strap in for another street here to have ace queen high. There's been some battling going on between these two, but Mao Zheng going to mix in a check back against the big blind range. Going to be some 4-5 in there for GK. We cannot have 4-5. He's going to defend all 16 combinations of this. And now get to go for value. And GK probably calls his hand tower. I feel like ace queen high potentially calls as played here. 20% flop check turn against this particular opponent that's going to open like a7 suited, queen jack, jack 10, jack 9. Like there's all this stuff in here, so it wouldn't actually shock me if ace queen high heroed this spot. I feel like it would be fine. Obviously Mao Zheng actually having one of these king x value hands, but wouldn't surprise me if GK heroed this off here tower. There we go. Does call with the ace queen, sees the bad news.
He said he thought he was calling, and he did. Did I buy any DVDs at the Barras? Paul McCall, no, I did not. Oh, was on there? Oh, that's me pressing the wrong button. I wanted to show you that. I didn't even want to show you that one either. I wanted to show you that one, and it's not there. Not my fault. Not my fault.
The UKPL schedule?
Yeah, it's not there. No, but I actually did see stalls selling DVDs.
DVDs?
DVDs. No, I wanted the schedule. More like the 560 schedule, Monday to Sunday. So yes, I did. A DVD store. 20p you can buy DVDs for now. 20p.
20p?
20p. Tell you, this market was like going back to 1985. It was amazing. Wow. It was so good. They had so many good stalls. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yes and no, Mr. Go. Yes and no. I don't do anything else other than this, but I play a fair amount when I'm not commentating. So.
And Stato did not play the main event. He only played the high roller with Mitch Johnson, and they headed on back down south.
King 10 for Shan opens in the hijack, raises to 10k.
So 22 minutes to go until the end of this session, and then a new table. 58,000 to the winner, plus a bit of juice.
Raise 11,000. Pass.
Are we going to play the minute of the Irish Open, says Manistro? No, I'm working the lot, but Jay will probably play everything. You'll flick at least one bullet in the mini, surely. You have to.
Maybe.
There's about 43 left flights.
Is there?
Oh, there's loads.
Potential.
It's a million guarantee for 200 quid. You have to flick him once.
All right. Why do you want me in the field so much?
I might even take 10%.
Yeah.
I think you should play it. Well, a million guarantee for 200 quid. You're not going to get that in very many places ever.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'm working Manistro. I'm working the whole festival. I'm going to be doing the floor videos, interviews, chatting, basically walking around chatting to mates, as Jay says.
That's all it is. It's a hobby. I'm not even having it. I've actually put in a formal complaint to the Irish Open team about you getting paid for that.
How do you get paid for the hobby?
Exactly. You were doing that last night. When we finished work, you were at the mates. The only difference is there was no microphone in your hand and there weren't a bloke with a camera recording it. You're just going to be doing that for, what, 10 days, 11 days?
10 days.
It's not a job. It's not a job. It is not a job. Oh, GK getting after it. This is out of line to say the least. Free bets the 10-9 off, facing +1 here. These two fairly deep to start the hand. Starting the hand like 56, 57 effective.
Jack I flop, Jack 6-3. The old Mickey Blacks have turned up.
They always turn out.
For Shan in seat number 7.
And now GK potentially going to be barreling here. 10 high has to c-bet this board once we get here. Personally would have just folded the 10-9 off, not gone for free bet nor call pre-flop, but we are covering everyone and we are approaching the money now, so a lot of risk for the rest of our opponents. And here comes the c-bet. 28. 28 into 66. 40% up from GK. Shan always calling here tower. Want to keep hands like ace king, ace queen, ace 10, king queen. We want all these hands to stay in. They're drawing nigh on dead versus us. We get the money versus overpairs anyway on later streets. We get the money versus ace jack. We just don't want to lose the ace highs, the king highs that are going to be drawing less to 10% equity. But he is going to lose his customer. Shan goes for the raise right off the bat here with the flop set. And now GK will just be getting out of here. The board's just so dry, tower. Like, think about GK's open free bet range. There's going to be so many ace highs that are drawing to less than 5% equity. There's going to be some king highs drawing to less than 5%. The overpairs have only got just north of 10% versus us. The ace jack is drawing dead to 2%. So just taking all those variables into account, how the range looks on an overall spectrum, flat just seems so good because we keep all these hands in that are drawing nigh on dead in terms of equity, and the times it comes an ace or a king on the turn, GK potentially turns top pair and we win a huge one.
Shan Jiang making GK get out of the way. Last year's Mini was the biggest poker event ever held in Ireland with over 5,000 entries. I cashed in that, man of straw. I cashed in that, thank you very much.
You always cash in the minis.
Yeah. Min cash, Willie, that's me.
Min cash.
Min cash, Willie, that's me.
Please start taking your seats.
Rachel's indeed. Poker News are doing the chip counts on this event. If you do, I don't know if Poker Stars are working on that 30-minute delay like we do. So if you do see anything on Poker News, that obviously they're not working on that 30-minute delay, don't do any spoilers for us because I'm not sure if they are.
I think they are. They usually do for us, especially on day 2s, day 3s. Day 1's a bit different, but obviously with the live stream.
And have they got a link to the live stream, which they should have? There we go, Blackpool, Glasgow, 888poker live stream. There we go. Click it on, and you get to watch the live stream. Love it.
How you doing, Mike Leonard? Good evening. This is the best song released last year.
Who is it?
I don't know who sings it, but it's just like the most catchy song. No matter how many times you hear it.
I can't Shazam it either, because it's too loud.
I think it's called Whiskey, ain't it?
What, at the bar
Yeah,
getting tipsy?
yeah, that one. Or Tipsy.
Shabuzi.
Yeah, Shabuzi, that's the one. Great song.
Anywho, any tipsy, anyhow, get a whiskey. No way. No way. Yeah, that's it, the bar song. I did! He said, no, I can't even do it. We ought to get Willie in the chat box for our 10 minutes. Willie Hawkey, top man. Lord Hawkey he is. You think this is the best song last year, do you?
Just one of those.
Dave wants you to look up and give him a wave or something.
Okay, ready? So 3 seconds, right? Okay. Take your hand up. And one second back. And 3, 2.
It's just you get songs.
Yeah.
Like, can you remember Ed Sheeran, Galway Girl, when it came out? Great song,
yes.
overplayed so much that whenever you heard it, you had to turn it off.
Yeah.
But this song, even though it's been overplayed, still every time I hear it, I enjoy it. That's why I think it's just like usually something gets overplayed and you just turn it off when it comes on. But this one, I'm just really catchy.
Did you see Ed Sheeran on St Patrick's Day?
I didn't.
Literally just turned up into a bar in Boston.
Yeah.
Jumped on stage and did a 30-minute set.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of Paddy's Day. Yeah. Just stuck it on. Passed me a guitar. First song, Galway Girl.
Oh, of course, of course. Oh, what a grim run out for Elaine again.
Again.
And this time, she may struggle to get away. We've only got half pot back. All the flush draws brick out here. We do go behind to a 9. It's a real sucky river though.
In they go to see the bad news. Elaine Johnston eliminated. Just a tough session for Elaine.
Yeah, it's a hand,
great player.
A hand versus GK, wasn't it? Ridiculous run out for a flop 2 pair, and somehow it comes running hearts and having to fold river.
Yeah, great player, lovely lady. Elaine Johnston busting out. Good to see her having a deep run. Down to 61. Who's been eliminated in the last 20 minutes?
Shall we have a look?
Amber Butchers.
And we got some out-of-table action, guys.
Here we go. Let's have a quick look at this with Steve Barnes in the hand.
Yeah, so big old pot here, guys. The board reads A7-2-10 with 3 clubs out there. And Paul McCauley is all in for his last 180k. And Steve Barnes is in the tank.
Looks like a tough spot. Time back, Jules, and I'll just take over. Thank you very much. Tough spot, Steve. 360,000 starting day 2.
What is Paul McCauley working with here? So it looks like Steve's in the big blind, so he's obviously defended. Paul's the opener, so we're going to have some of this ace-king, ace-queen type stuff. Maybe like a king-queen with a club as a bluff tower.
Barnes has just said he's got ace-4.
Ace-4?
That's what he's just told him.
Tough spot with ace-4. Can't let it go.
Yeah, it shows him. And it shows him jacks.
Wow.
Oh, Paul McCauley.
Jacks, no clubs. turns it into a bluff and gets the ace-x to fold. Paul McCauley with the move. Nod of approval from his table mate as well.
Yeah, there we go. He said to Paul, he folded it, he's got ace 4. He shows him the
Dealers
jacks.
might have 3,000, 6,000 to 6,000 big man and 366 dealers please within the deal.
And next session, guys, we're going on break in 15 minutes. And when we return, it will be myself and Easty.
Easty's coming in for a full session.
He will be doing an hour with me and an hour with the tower. Blind on blind here. Jack 6 of Shan out in front. Chris calls with the King 10 high, facing the one big blind lead, like it. 4 of clubs turn. And this isn't a situation when we're blind on blind that once we get called on the flop, our opponent either has a jack or a 3. Wide ranges, blind on blind, like Chris needs to continue ace highs, king highs, and stuff like 9, 10 of hearts, queen 10, stuff right around that jack. So it's not a necessity here that Shan just says, okay, he has a 3 or a jack, so we're behind with our kick up. There's also going to be some of this ace high, king high stuff, like the 9, 10 suited with the backdoor flush draw. So would like to see some value now on this 2 of clubs river. Try and get these heroes from some potential ace high stuff. Here comes the value.
22. Just 50%.
Yeah, so now interesting spot for Chris with the King 10 here. Well, he's going to call the King 10 high. Like, our opponent never has ace highs. They never have better king highs. These just want a showdown. So it is a situation that Shan either has a jack or he's bluffing. A 3 would just continue betting turn. So basically saying he has one of these jack X, check turn, gets his value on the river. Chris, non-believer with the King 10 high.
So 7 minutes to go until the end of the session. We're on 59, 9 spots off the dosh. Money will be in next session for sure.
So, recent bust outs, we have lost Stefan Lazar, David Doherty, Elaine Johnston we just saw, Shai Dong, Callum Reed, Abel we saw, Craig Conway, Chris Emery, David Algara, Colin Gillen's here? I haven't seen Colin Gillen all week.
I didn't see Colin either. No.
Played the turbos today, did he?
There we go.
So they are the latest casualties, guys,
Colin
from
Gillen.
the field.
Missed him.
Raise and take from Algen with the ace-9.
What a week he's having. What a week. He's going to be very, very unlucky if he doesn't cash in this. Second in chips on the table. He's already won the big shot. He's already won the high roller. And he's flying with 68 bigs in the main. Super.
Pocket sixes for Marius here. Should see an open in the hijack.
Oh, there's a free roll at 8 o'clock. We better get the password given out. It's 7:30.
Get it given out.
We better give it out right now because we have a free roll. Here we go, the free roll. It's 8 o'clock, so we've only got 35 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for being late. But the password for the 888 free roll at 8 o'clock GMT, which is 35 minutes time, is day 2 on 888. Day 2 on 888. There we go. Get yourself in, Cat. You sat at the bar, bought yourself a bottle of red, sat there, one glass, full bottle. Day 2 on 888. There we go. Get yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry we're a little bit late, but 35 minutes to get in, and we'll mention it for the 40 minutes of late reg at the start of the next session, because we come back at 7:45 with the Easting.
Any check raises here from Vivi Tower? Really nice combo to choose, blocking like the Queen Jack, Jack 10, then with a gut shot and the backdoor club draw. Really nice one to potentially go for a check raise with, and she's going to find it. Love this from Vivi. Snap fold from the sixes, very well played. Very nice choice of combo there. These are the ones we like at this stack depth. The gutted backdoor flush draw overcard type stuff. Very nice find.
After the break, you will be returning to table 17 for me, please. Table 17 is at the back of the night.
There's Simon just telling everybody that the moving tables at the break in 3 minutes time. 9 spots off the money. The password for the 888 free roll is day 2 on 888, and I would always use uppercase. John Conlin, how are we doing, John? Watching on Facebook? The only thing you can't do on Facebook and on 88 on Global Poker on YouTube is win the tokens, because we have 888 YouTube and 888 Twitch, where the tokens will be given away with plenty of keywords. So the last couple of hands, 309,000 in the prize pool, plenty going on online as well. But the free roll password has been given out. Day 2 on 888. Get yourself in.
Well, Chris, with the ace king here, only got 4 big blinds, close to the money. Got to put it in. Exploit Master, the player can use their full 30 seconds. We're on a shot clock, so you're entitled to use the full 30 seconds if you want. It's there. You can take your 30 seconds.
It's all about making money this game. And when you're a short stack heading towards the money, time is your friend. So Ace King should be much ado about nothing, and then one more hand till the end of the session.
I will tell you the rule change if there isn't a spade on the turn, Exploit Master. Oh my words.
Wow.
Not like this.
Free roll for the high roller champ.
So what I think you're thinking about, Exploit Master, is the assumed all-in rule that's come into place this year.
Yeah.
And what that is when you put in a certain, like most of your stack, and you leave yourself one chip behind the line,
yeah.
You can't sit there and tank or burn your time banks, 30 seconds. Once you put most of your chips in and you leave yourself a couple of chips back, you are assumed all-in. So a TD will then come over, they'll say you've got the rest of the shot clock to make your decision, otherwise you fold. You can't use any more time banks, so the player then just has to call. That's the rule I think you're getting confused with.
It's the last hand of the session. East is coming in for the next session. Nick Eastwood.
What are you going to do with your hour? Where are you going to go?
I'm going to have a little bit of supper. A little bit of supper. Late tea, early supper. That will be me. And then we'll swap over. And you could do the same. So everybody's leaving who's not in a hand on their 15-minute break. The break clock is on. Vivi with 10-8 on the button. We're going to open. GKO call.
Hello everyone. During this break we'll be opening up the merch machine.
GK never doing anything with the Jack 4 suited. That is. Oh! No, he's not calling it his free betting tower. If he's continuing, it has to be in the form of a free bet. And now Vivi with a 10-8 off. Just going to have to get out of there. Tiny size though from GK. Like, our free bet size here wants to be at least 45k. When we start 60 effective with Vivi, button versus small, like 45k minimum is where the size wants to be, whether it be a bluff or value, but goes for this tiny size and still does the trick against 10-8 off.
Does indeed.
We are on a 20-minute break.
15.
20.
Unless you had 5.
I got told in the group chat that it's a 20-minute break.
They might add 5 minutes.
They might add 5 minutes. I'll tell you what, we'll come back at 1:45. If we're not here, come back at 22. At 5:2. At 10:2. At 22, I can't even.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon, either way.
You made $5 per game. Now to find out your return on investment, or ROI, divide that profit per game by your average buy-in. $5 divided by 10 equals 50%. So in this case, you would have a 50% ROI. Understanding your win rate and ROI is crucial for evaluating your long-term success. As you can see, learning and applying these simple math calculations can not only increase your edge, but also help you get a better understanding of your overall game. What other poker math calculations do you want to learn? Let me know in the comments below.
Do you get frustrated trying to play against super aggressive players? What if I told you there are ways to exploit them? I'm Vivian Saliba, and in this video I'm going to share 5 tips to help you to play against overly aggressive players. Don't fight fire with fire. If someone is betting weaker hands more than they should, if they're bluffing more often than they normally should in certain spots, you shouldn't get out of line yourself and start making super aggressive plays. Instead, it is better to play tighter and wait for the right moment to engage in a pot together. Slow playing your strong holdings is the best way to win chips against a bully at the tables. Adjust your ranges. Aggressive players are likely to overbluff. This translates to an imbalanced ratio of potential value hands they might have to complete air holdings. Having this in mind, you should consider widening up your calling ranges. Against someone who is betting way too much in most spots, you should incorporate calls with middle and even bottom pairs sometimes. This exploitive adjustment will work much better when playing a heads-up hand against the overly bluffy opponent. So you should be careful with the other players at the table, because every time you deviate from what you should be doing, people can adapt and punish you. Don't feel intimidated. Playing against someone unpredictable that will often put you in tough spots can be intimidating and even discouraging. But don't let the fear of facing difficult decisions interfere with your game. Knowing your opponent's tendencies is an advantage, and it is your job to make the best decisions with the information you have. It is true that sometimes you'll be put to the test, but this is what poker is all about. Prioritize position. Having position in poker is always an advantage, but being the last to act against someone who is frequently too aggressive is even better. Have in mind that an aggressive player may check raise you more often than you would experience against a regular opponent, so think twice before placing a bet. It is important to think beforehand about all the possible scenarios and already have an idea of how you will react according to your opponent's moves. Don't level yourself. You must be careful not to place yourself in tricky spots just because you're playing against someone who is too aggressive or that isn't following any proper theoretical guidelines. Be careful playing huge pots with hands that might be dominated. Just because you told yourself that your opponent's range is too wide doesn't mean you will outplay them. Not giving in to someone else's mental pressure at the tables is harder than we realize. Your goal is finding out how to navigate and how to respond to their tendencies and weaknesses without compromising your own strategy. So there you have it, some important things to keep in mind the next time an overly aggressive player sits down at your table. Stay calm, don't give in to their pressure, and look for opportunities to exploit their play. How do you adjust to playing against an overly aggressive player? Let us know in the comments below.
Have you ever wondered whether you should play poker tournaments or cash games? How do you decide which one is right for you? I'm Ian Simpson, and in this video I'm going to share 5 things to consider that will help you decide which form of poker is right for you. Understand the differences. Cash games and tournaments may seem similar, but there are many subtle differences that can make them feel like entirely different games. Typically, cash games tend to offer a more consistent experience. Usually you're playing with around 100 big blinds, the blinds don't go up, and there is less variety of scenarios that you'll come across. On the other hand, tournaments are much more complex, with a ton of variables. Medium stacks, small stacks, bounties, and of course, ICM. Even playing a normal tournament versus a bounty tournament can feel like a completely different game. There is a lot to understand, and it can be overwhelming at times. Getting familiar with each type of game and understanding the differences between them will help you get a feel for which one suits you best. Pros and cons of tournaments. If you're leaning towards playing poker tournaments, be prepared for long sessions, limited breaks, and sticking to a predetermined schedule. You might be out first hand, or you could be grinding for hours. You never really know what you're going to get, and that's especially true of your results. On the other hand, tournaments are super exciting and come with a chance to win big prizes. You get to play against lots of different opponents, and if you're lucky, you may even get to experience the thrill of playing at a final table. Plus, with so many recreational players chasing a big score, the competition is often softer, which improves your return on investment. Pros and cons of cash games. When looking at the pros and cons of cash games, flexibility is one of the biggest perks. Because you can sit down or leave whenever you please, except when there's a waiting list, establishing a healthy routine is a lot easier. You can leave the table with your money whenever you want, which is a luxury you do not have in tournaments. Cash game strategy can often be a lot simpler too. You're not dealing with rising blinds, ICM, or worrying about busting on the bubble. But keep in mind, cash games aren't a walk in the park either. The competition is often tougher, and you'll find fewer recreational players at the table. They also require a higher skill level to consistently come out on top, and you won't get the types of huge scores you can get when you play tournaments. The swings in your bankroll, however, won't be as extreme as in tournaments. Handling variance. Understanding variance and your threshold for swings will help you determine whether to play cash games or tournaments. The variance in tournaments is very large, much more so than in cash. Usually it's only the top 15% of the field that gets paid, so it's not uncommon to walk away from a tournament empty-handed. However, when you do cash and get a deep run, you can sometimes win a prize 100 or even 1,000 times your buy-in. Cash games, on the other hand, offer more stability. While it may feel like a grind, honing your skills at the cash tables can result in more consistent, small profits. So ask yourself, can you weather the storm of tournament variance, or do you prefer the steadier path of cash games? Finding the fun factor beyond strategy. It is important to consider which type of poker you enjoy more. Tournaments bring excitement, unpredictability, and an adrenaline rush, especially if you make the final table. It's an incredible feeling to have a deep run, and it's what keeps so many players coming back to tournament poker. On the flip side, becoming a cash game player is more consistent, and while you won't be involved in situations that will yield 100 times your investment, you will clash with your opponents for chunky pots regularly. It's all about finding what brings you joy at the poker table. Try both and see which format gives you the most enjoyment. And there you have it, cash games or tournaments, which form of poker works best for your personality. Of course, the best way to find out is to spend time playing, study the game, and soon it will become obvious to you which game you like the most. Are you a tournament player or are you a cash game player? Let us know your favorite form of poker in the comments below.
I made many final tables in the last few years, and without these tips, I couldn't have done it. The mental game is really important for making deep runs, because if you are not well prepared mentally, you're gonna suffer a lot. At the first problem, you're gonna quit. So to be able to go through all the downswings, you need to understand that you're gonna lose more than you're gonna win, but in the long run, if you are good enough, you're gonna win. So, okay, you play bad one hand, you make one mistake, maybe you realize after that or think that could be a mistake. It's okay, everybody make mistakes. That's not what it matters. What it matters is what you do after that you made the mistake. You cannot have that hand there. Otherwise, you're gonna be on tilt because you knew what to do, but then you didn't do it for whatever reason. And then you're gonna become angry and upset at the same time, and then you're gonna be making wrong decisions, one follow to the other. So it's very important to be prepared and knowing that we all make mistakes. Reading opponents, if it's not the most important, is the second one, because the first important thing for me would be mentality, but then the second one, or at the same level, would be reading opponents, because you can get a lot of information from the players depending on the moment of the tournament, but I would say you can get the information from the start, and then you know how that person thinks, and then you can use it in moments that are very key moments, like bubble or close to the final table, because if they know experience, if they told you this, they don't play much, or if they told you that they're not gonna make another bullet if they bust. I mean, talking, even though if it's like things outside of poker, you can get a lot of information that you can use it in a crucial moments in the tournament. If you are a big stack on the bubble, for example, you can put a lot of pressure on the medium and short stacks, because the very short ones, they don't wanna bust, because it doesn't matter for them to double up that much. They're gonna have a very, very, very strong hand. So when they go all in, obviously, you need to call very, very tight, like just with the very good ones. Even though the medium stacks, they are in a good position to double up, they also need to have a very strong hand in order to do that. Otherwise, you're gonna be able to put a lot of pressure on them, because they have people shorter than them. In the opposite side, I remember once I was 7 blinds on the bubble, and I was gonna be big blind. It was no point for me to double up, because even though if I double up with 7 blinds, I'm not gonna do much more. For me, it was more important to make the money. So I ended up winning that tournament because I knew I didn't have to put on risk my tournament. I folded my big blind because I didn't have to call. And luckily, I went into the money and I won that one. It was the high roller for Portugal. Choosing the right game is very important in order to get deep runs, because if you are playing a 10,000, let's say, tournament, and you are gonna be afraid to put your chips on risk, then that's gonna make you play bad, and you're not gonna have good results. The buy-in amount that it makes you feel comfortable to play like you think it has to be played a hand. If you have to bluff for all your chips, you have to do it, then do it. Don't think, oh, but the buy-in is 2,000 and I couldn't afford to pay again, and then I'm gonna be walking around with nothing to do, and I have to say to all my friends that I busted. I'm bluffing, you know? If you think about this, when you jump in a tournament, that's not your tournament. You should go down.
Do you often fire many bullets, or are you willing to?
No, I'm never willing to fire a lot of bullets, but if I have to, I do it. Every bullet is like you jump in a new tournament. Doesn't matter if it was 3 times the same one. You need to play as much as you can when you are in a festival in order to make it profitable. So if you're happy to play 1,000 tournament buy-in, that means that you are prepared to play the bullets that you need to. There is no magic formula to make a deep runs. I think every person needs their own path. And even though I tell you what to do, you need to do it yourself. So at the beginning, you're probably gonna get tilt or upset when you bust. But if you keep doing it, and if you are strong enough, mentally strong enough, and you resist, then it will get to the point that experience will matter in this. If this happened a few years before, there's no way I would deal with this situation like I'm dealing now. So I know my progress, and now I'm like surprised myself how good I take it. Sometimes I surprise myself. I'm like, wow, I don't feel what I felt when I started. It's a path, yeah. You cannot shortcut it. You have to go through that.
Calling all low to mid-stakes players, it's time to light the torch. From March 16th to 25th, 888poker presents the Championship Games, an exciting series where you can qualify for free every single day. And don't miss the $100,000 main event with a buy-in of only $25. Register today and take your place at the top of the podium. 888poker, made to play.
Hey guys, I'm Ian Simpson, and today I am super excited to announce that 888poker will now have a HUD or heads-up display built into our software. Whenever you're seated at the table, you'll be able to hover over your opponent's avatar or your own and get some vital statistics about them. You'll be able to see their VPIP, their PFR, their 3-bet, and where they're from. So how do we put this information to work? Let's say you've opened and the button 3-bets. Well, you can hover over your opponent's avatar and see their 3-bet statistic. And here we can see that it's only 4. Now that's actually really small. You can go ahead and safely fold your marginal hand, knowing that they're only 3-betting a very narrow range and they likely have a much better hand than yours. In this scenario, our opponent has a PFR, short for pre-flop raise, of just 10%. That means they're playing a very narrow selection of hands. That means we have to be a little more cautious when dealing with them, as we are likely facing a very strong hand. Jumping over to this spot on the final table of a tournament, we can hover our mouse over our opponent's avatar and see their tournament winnings. We can see this player only has $114 worth of winnings, whereas this player has $140,000 worth of tournament winnings. Now this doesn't tell the whole picture, but it is indicative of how much experience our opponents have. And finally, in this scenario, we can see our opponent has a VPIP, which stands for voluntarily put in pot, of 40%. Now, that number is really high. Our opponent is playing far too many hands. So when we raise pre-flop, they call and we get this flop, we can bluff a lot more liberally. That's because our opponent is going to have far too many weaker hands that are just going to have to automatically fold to our bet. As you can see, having access to this information can be a real game changer. It can be a big help when making the decisions you're going to have to make at the tables. Give it a try for yourself. Let me know what you think. Tell me which stack you think is the most helpful. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our great content. Thanks for watching, and good luck at the tables.
If you've ever struggled to calculate your equity or pot odds in a hand, you likely need to brush up on your poker math skills. That doesn't mean you need to be a genius or make complex calculations, but learning some...
My apologies, I take that back. I was panicking there. Look at that, where is it? It's fucking under there, you can't see it, can you? No, I can't see it. Oh yeah. I look at them going, just like sort of shadow. A 5k chip, you're maybe worried. 100k? Come on. I've been waiting for your special, mate. And that's with glasses on.
This is the final call. All players remaining in the main event, please retake your seats. You have 1 minute remaining on your break. That's 1 minute remaining on your break. Main event players, dealers, please prepare your decks if you have 3 or more players at your table now.
We're back, guys. Another 2 hours of poker. It is the bubble session. We will get to the money at some point in this session. Joined by this man, Easty. Haven't done comms with you up for a couple of months, but I would just like to address the elephant in the room. Stuff, yeah? I would just like to address the first thing. Liverpool now just on for the Prem. Last time we spoke...
You think that bothers me?
Well, no, last time we spoke, you're up for 4 trophies. You had 4 trophies you could potentially win. Now it's down to 1.
Yeah.
And I can't wait in about 2 months' time, when Spurs win the Europa League and we have a better season than
I was the one
Liverpool.
that said to you that you could
we could.
You win the Europa League. I would like to see a Spurs mate night final, and I would love you to win that.
Oh, there you go.
We can be
There you
happy.
go. Yeah,
we can be happy. For each
I
other.
would love you to win the league over Arsenal as well. So there
actually,
we go.
last time I was so insufferable that you said that you wouldn't have minded Arsenal win the league. It was that bad.
You was bad. You was bad.
We did
to
lose
be
home
fair.
to Leicester though, so.
But we'll get that out of the way nice and early. There's no football this weekend, so we can concentrate on the poker. Great feature table as well. Quick rundown of the names. 1, Bernie McGinley. 2, Joe Dixon. 3, Josh Manley. 4, Andy McKenzie. 5, Dean Lyell. 6, Rod McNeil. 7, Michael Broadhurst. 8, Matt Davenport. And in 9 is Yazoo Yin.
And I'll make no apologies for supporting my boy, Josh Manley. One of his deepest 8-8 live runs that he's ever had, and I've got 10%, so
Lovely.
we are going to be sweating him. And he's almost one of the shortest stacks in the room, actually, unfortunately, at the moment. Not had much to work with, it seems.
69k he's working with, so he's got 11 big blinds.
He's been moaning on his stories, so
Has he?
hopefully he can find something and get something going, because that'll be fun for the stream. I know there's a lot of Josh Manley fans out there. I happen to be one of the larger ones. He's straight in the big though, which isn't ideal. That'll be a fifth of his stack, probably, something like that.
Do you know what? I didn't even recognise Matt Davenport
There he
there.
is.
I've never seen him with a hat on in my life.
He's changed his look up, hasn't
He
he?
has. We're going to open the A7 off.
He's gone more reggae since he won the NPL.
He has. He has cap.
Cap and hoodie. Stick to the booth, EC, playing poker, 8 for you. Didn't you do like 3 bullets in the Satis or something?
Who's that?
Gary Stokes.
Okay.
I actually, it's funny because I played I played quite well, and I actually won 2 flips. But
you want to flip against Jack Arcastle.
I want to, yeah, but apparently that's not very difficult anymore.
2 years ago, no one could win a flip against him,
Yeah.
to be fair. Maybe you're now on that turn and you're going towards that run good and you start winning flips
it's
left,
just-
right, centre.
I think I made mistakes after that. It's really annoying.
Yeah, Josh here, 10-7 suited in the big. Got a defender.
Yeah, and obviously Josh is struggling for chips, but very, very competent on this stack depth. He's played a lot of tournaments, this guy, online, probably more than most around here. Obviously not the most live experience, but he's getting there. Not the best flop. Not going to be able to do anything but check fold here, unfortunately.
Ace high ball. Going to have a lot of bets on this, Matt. Our hand, ace, lower down, kick up with a spade. Maybe we want like the ace 4, ace 3 to check back. There's some top pair check backs, but may use this one once in a while.
Can't be bad.
Especially when we can still get all the chips in by the river at this SPR. It's just going to go for the small bet and the hand.
Yeah. Unfortunate flop for Josh, who's now below 50k.
Yeah. One thing I will say there, as Josh, just take your 30 seconds. Don't snap fold, because it's really important at this stage that we play as little hands as possible at our table and hope that our tables are playing more and more bust outs occurring. Like, this is when, like, you are meant to stall. I know people don't like it, but it's part of the game these days.
I did a little thing with him where we asked each other what their controversial opinions were, and he said tactical stalling is just part of the game, you should do it. And here he is, snap folding.
Yeah.
Come on, mate. Got 10% here, give me a chance. I quite like it here, to be honest. I've never been here before.
It
but
is
it's
a
a
great
lovely
casino.
tournament and lovely casino. Good numbers as well.
Unbelievable numbers. I was like a bit sceptic coming here, first time ever. Not many people I thought would be travelling to Glasgow, but so many people have turned up. We've got people from the south, people from Ireland come over, people from the Midlands are here.
Is it a normal re-entry ratio? Because it seems high.
I didn't even see it. How many re-entries?
Like 120 re-entries or something.
Yeah, that does seem pretty high. I guess
I think
it's
like half of them were Jack Hardcastle.
Yeah, that is true, to be fair. But maybe because once you're here, you don't go home. Like if you do a bullet, you always jump back in.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, I come on the Thursday. I have 1 bullet in the flight. If I lose that, I'm going back down south. While you're here, you might as well get after it. As Dean opens the Queen 8 suited here, covering the table. Should be seeing Dean open a lot the next sort of hour.
Another snap fold from Josh. Forgotten his own device. The lights are getting to him. Come on, lad. Big blind for Andy, king 6 off. Not thrilling.
Yeah, I just fold here against Dean, but looks like Andy is going to have a look at 3. Does actually have the best hand.
How are we doing, Sam? Haven't seen you in a while. When are you going to turn up for something?
How you doing, Sam, mate?
Bit of a whiff for Dean. And about as good as it gets for Andy.
He's still going to have plenty of C-bets here on the king high board as Dean. Goes for quarter. Easy check call.
Yeah. It's another good card for Andy. He picks up a straight draw now, and Dean is in whiff land. I don't really think we can do anything with this.
He should just wave the white flag here. At least need an overcard to the king. Gut shot, something along that lines. We need that equity. You don't want to be drawing dead against some king X, putting chips in the middle. So expect the white flag wave always here. There is the check.
Nothing to be said for being like 7 off money.
However, we may have an avenue to win this one now.
I mean,
but Andy's driven straight.
There's no angle here, lad.
But he's going to bet. This is what I mean. He's going to bet when check 2. Love this from Andy, by the way. Really good awareness that Dean is going to have a lot of ace-X, and when he doesn't, he has to bluff at it. So, really nice check from Andy McKenzie. And
not raising.
Not going for the river raise. And Dean just mucks his hand face down. Doesn't even want to show that he's opened the queen 8 from under the gun.
He knows he can't be beating anything, so flick it in the muck. And on to the next, down to 7.7, Josh Manley, our hero. Interesting table here. We've got, obviously, Matt Davenport, extraordinaire of tournaments.
Yazoo is very good as well.
Yeah.
He's been on some heat the last sort of 12 months. Had a WSOP final table, actually, last year as well, the Yazoo.
I know someone else had one of those, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I had one. I might have had one. Might have had a little 5th.
Sneak that in there. Right. We are all rooting for Josh to pick something up to get himself going, because I would love to be here for a couple hours and watch him battle, because he's very, very solid. And I do have 10%. Both things make me kind of want to see Josh pick something up, get something going. Yazoo here though. Black 9s from +3 we're calling it. Is that commonly known as the low jack?
Low jack, yeah, low jack.
How many in the money? 50 in the money, so 7 to go.
We are not in Madrid, Messiah Poker. We are in Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah. Lovely it is as well. No worries, Happy Ray. Get the fend from 8-5 off. Any need for that?
No, I think Andy's folded small. There you go.
Sorry.
It's Dean that's defended. We're just waiting for the graphic to catch up. Queen 6 of hearts with Dean.
Well, that is fine. That is a horrendous slot for Yazoo.
It is.
Probably still C-bet.
Yeah, it's going to be a board that we're going to have heavy C-bets on. Obviously, the ace, queen, jack. Although, like, if we are going to choose pairs to bet, it's so much better to bet like the 3s, 4s, because we fold out 5, 6s, 7s, so on. Like with 9s here, we don't really fold out better. So yeah, it does go for the check back. Can understand it. Like so much better to bet the 4s, 5s, folding out 6, 7s, 8s of our opponent's range.
Interesting turners, obviously now Dean with trips, but still not delighted. And Yazoo now picks up that backdoor flush draw, a little bit of hope. Probably going to see another check here.
Yeah, especially once it's ace, queen, jack of spades on the board. Like we get stripped of so many flushes here when we open from low jack. Like we have king 10 of spades, 10, 9 of spades maybe, 2 or 3 combos, that's it easy. And then Dean obviously in the big blind's got relentless combos of flushes, defends any 2 suited cards. So I like the check back again from Yazoo. We're going to have a river decision here with the 9s.
Some sort of small bet at least. Well, it looks like it's going to be a little bit bigger. That's over pot, that is. So clearly decided that he can't really have many better hands than this and be better off this often. Like it's going to be the best hand pretty much all the time, obviously, when Yazoo checks back twice. Now, obviously, when you do defend the big blind, you are going to have a lot of bugs. You might have a lot of 8 highs. What do you do with them on the river? If you choose too many of them, it can end up being overdone.
I think it's better to like bluff something like a king here. We don't really want to have like an 8 or a 9 in our hand, I don't think, Nick, because we want to unblock the 8s, 9s, 7 stuff that we are trying to target to fold with our bluffs, I think.
We certainly do, but when you do get to the river and you've got 8 high, it's so tempting to try to just buy it. So I wondered whether we might see a little light look up there, but a very reasonably played hand by both.
One of the best in the business in the chat as well, Bowie Effect, Andy Wilson, welcome, sir.
That's me.
That is you. What are you doing there?
Well, I just popped upstairs quickly just to let everyone know what's going on.
Pokemel would like you to try on Tower's hat. Yeah, you want to put it on?
This one?
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah, it's a wee Jimmy hat.
This one?
Yeah.
This way round?
No, other way round. That's your air. Yeah, there you go. Okay. That's the back of it. There we are. There he is.
Is that doing it for you?
Wee Jimmy hat for Easter. Tower actually wore it all of yesterday. He didn't take it off.
The whole day? I'm already uncomfortable.
Yeah, he literally did not take it off all day. He just decided to wear the thing all day long. But there you are, Mel. Mel brought those in for us, along with about 20 pies, which are all gone now.
Pies?
Yeah, just like they do lovely pies up here, like mac and cheese pies, doner meat pies.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, so good.
Shame we didn't get to eat any, really.
Ace 7 for Matt.
How you doing, Lewis? Oh, Josh. Oh, the best hand in the game.
Here we go.
God, it's horrible. 6 off money.
7.5. Matt may call as well, and we're gonna just have to fade a free out up.
Come on, Josh. I mean, I do like Matt, but we need to borrow some chips, Matt. You'll get them back later. He can't fold the best hand in the game.
He won't be folded.
Another A7 off from Matt, just applying pressure around this time. Obviously, it's a bit maybe loose from gun.
Dean's in the small, so I think he's actually fine. Matt's second in chips right at the table. Dean's in the small. He's not really going to get out of line facing the gun open from second in chips, so I think this is actually fine, this close to the money. The fact that Dean's specifically in the small blind helps a lot. Means we get to open slightly wide up.
Do you think this is bottom for Josh?
Yes. I actually think it is, because we with 6s through deuces we just fold because we have perceived no fold equity.
Oh, we're folding now.
He's going to let the ace go.
The pressure of the bubble. Understandable. Probably just wants one more pip, I guess.
Yeah, he definitely goes with 9s. I'd personally go with 8s against Matt specifically. If it was like an opponent that's been super snug, then potentially go for the hero laydown, but chooses to get away with that one. As Josh, tough old spot. Maybe prefers to have 10 bigs there. Thinks that we get fold equity there, and Matt can potentially just raise fold.
Yeah, he knows he's going to be running it.
Exactly, so that's the problem.
He needs more equity than what he thinks he probably has in that spot. Yeah, so probably 9s we're looking at. He knows, obviously, you could paint on his face. He could tell it was very, very close for him. And he'll know, obviously, because he's very, very good at that stuff. He's super dialed into those things. So it's a shame that we won't get. Obviously, it would have been a good spot for, if he gets it in there, Matt has to call. We hold, pretty much locking that money up if you play it right.
And he's flopping best here on the queen at 6-6.
Was a dead ace out there as well, so. Check. As we know, Matt never makes a bad decision, so seems to just play like he knows what's in their hand.
The main event players and dealers after the hand in progress, please pause the deal.
Andy going for a bet, and Matt just going to be check folding. You expect there with the ace-7-8. Can't really do much. Doesn't choose to c-bet the queen 6-6. No heart in hand, so understand it. Just gets out of there. Andy McKenzie takes a small one.
Yeah, like chunks of queen X on the button there as well. So little check back to control things and then take it away on the turn. Josh, potential missed opportunity. Still, you can tell he's still thinking about that. So close.
The problem is, like, in terms of chips, it's like fist pump jam. But when we're at like this part of the tournament, like you talk about risk premium and ICM at final tables, but at this part of the tournament, when you're that shallow and you're this close to getting in the money, your risk premium is huge. So like now we do need to go tighter. But I still feel like eights maybe just got to get in against Matt. It's a real sucky one. Like if he folded 7, 6s, I'm like, yeah, probably get out of the way. But I feel like eights might just be the line. Like, he definitely goes with 9s, right, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine so. There's just too much, like, especially when you think that Matt's opening like a lot of ace-X offsuit. If you give him all that ace-A off as well, that's quite a few more combos that you're going to be significantly ahead of. So, yeah, I think probably 9s. I don't imagine we can fold that. Maybe ace-Jack suited. I mean, what do I know? What do you know? Do you know?
I don't know.
It's very murky, isn't it?
I probably would have gone against that specific opponent. If someone that's been snug opens gun and like you just feel like you're gonna be flipping for your tournament life, sometimes crush, then yeah, can get behind the fold. But against Matt Davenport, when he's second in chips, approaching the bubble, I do feel like he's going to be pretty wide even from gun.
Yeah. Michael. 5-4 offsuit in the small, just a little bit of time usage. Before we see Matt peel his cards, and we'll be doing a chunk of defending, obviously. And we certainly won't be folding that. Just a call. Fairly fair fight here. And that is a whopper flop for Matt.
Not a fair fight anymore. Matt flops the world.
Yeah, and I think we'll see. I mean, probably check. I don't think donking is really going to be.
Yeah, I just two.
So he does go for donk.
Yeah, I feel like we need like the 8-7-5 board against +2. I feel like that's like the cusp, because Joe can still open some like ace-10, ace-9 suited. He doesn't have the jack-8, I guess. He doesn't have the 8-6. Doesn't have all the 2-pair combos like we do.
Yeah, we've also got a lot of other stuff, haven't we? So
of course.
we probably need to be careful there.
Where's your next stop after this one?
We're Newcastle.
Just Newcastle.
Newcastle for UKPL.
Are you in Vegas this year?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'd obviously love to be. We'll see what happens. But certainly we'll be in Edinburgh, certainly Liverpool, certainly Reading. I'll be winning Liverpool, obviously, so anyone else can play for second if they like. Yeah, Barcelona and the mystery destination at the end of the year.
Is there a mystery
There is
destination?
a mystery destination at the end of the year for the last 8-8 Live of the year. And obviously we'll be back at the Vic.
Yep. It's like super casino it's turned into. It's going to look immaculate when it's all finished.
We are looking forward to being there for sure. Been a few years now since we've been. It'll be 2 years. Obviously missed last year through the renovations. So very excited to get there.
Yeah, you can still register for the free roll. It started at 8 o'clock. We've given out the password already.
Excited for the food there as well. Oh, the food on that road outside the Vic.
So good. Cafe Helen is the go-to.
Cafe Helen. Edinburgh will be June 20th, around then.
Yep, exactly then. I'm actually not in Edinburgh this year. I will be at the WSOP. Sam Orledge is going to be covering that one with the tower. pocket 7, so Andy opens hijack, makes it 12k. Yazoo, 6-4 of clubs in the big. Do expect him to flick in a big blind extra in C3.
Here we go. 6-4 of clubs in pretty poor shape here against 7s. One of the worst hands you could probably see. And that is not really all that helpful. A bit of backdoor hope, but covered by Andy's 7s, who will probably c-bet.
Yeah, King 8 deuce, just one that going to relentlessly c-bet. And so much better to bet like our 7s, 6s here, 9s than it is queens and jacks, just stuff that needs more protection. Yazoo getting his tank on, as he should be, just using that full 30. Probably knows he's always check folding.
Yeah, nothing to be done here, especially at this juncture. Although we know that some fruity check raise would probably work. And I don't imagine it's beyond him.
It's probably not, but I guess on this one we're going to choose like the ace 3 of clubs, ace 4 of clubs, stuff like that to use. Ace 4 off with the ace of hearts.
Okay, well, Yazoo is super dead here. I wonder whether he has already decided this one's not for him.
It's good for him that it's gone check flop. He can take another 30 seconds now and at least a minute, because 30 seconds now, Andy will bet he'll use another 30 seconds.
No.
No!
No, no.
Yeah, this is wild. It's going to work if he fires 2 streets, but...
Yeah, it won't work now, probably.
We need a heart. We need some sort of equity.
Well, I can imagine that Yazoo thinks this will be quite ace-high heavy, this range. Therefore, he doesn't. I don't think this will be one and done. He can't expect Andy to fold that much. I don't think. Now he's probably gonna have to bluff.
But it's not really the best card, is it? Because like Andy McKenzie checks back all this like ace jack, ace 10 with a heart, and then Lee's hands call the turn. So it's like we kind of need to bluff our hand. But we kind of need to bluff our hand, but it's like, what's Andy McKenzie's range here? He checks back flop, calls when the third heart comes off on the turn. It does look like he can have the bare ace of hearts, the bare jack of hearts, bare 10 of hearts.
He's finding it, man. He's finding it. Here's the thing, like, you're right completely, but there are a lot of things like this in Andy's range. He's going to have like 6s, 7s, 9s, 10s, jacks, all without hearts, H-jack offsuit, maybe that pills turn with no heart. Yes, we're straining for things, but we've gone for a small investment. This is basically saying, look, if you don't have a heart, this is tough for you. I'm saying I've got a lot of single hearts in the big blind. A little thin value bet, quote unquote, gets through the 6 high